Kia ora and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Logitech G Virtual D1 Series. Competitors from Australia and New Zealand competing for that all-important prize to drive in D1 Pro Sport next year. Have they got the goods? Well, they've all been qualifying at Gisborne's H BlackBee Drift Park as featured in the real world. And we do have our qualifying order in place for our top 32 battles. The boys out there now just getting that all-important battle practice before going to it. It was an exceptional qualifying. 32 qualified. Only one person missed out on the spot. Few people, unfortunately, not able to make it tonight. But we do have the full virtual track rundown from our buddy Kenny Riddell at Oversteer TV. So without further ado, let's get into the business end of it and roll it.
The 2026 Logitech G VD1 Virtual Drift Championship Series makes its way to the East Cape of the North Island for the first time ever. Tairawhiti Gisborne welcoming us to the new H BlackBee Drift Park. It will be a brand new course layout on offer this weekend for round 4 of the 2026 season, the first of 2 stadium-style layouts for the year after some very fast drifting at Teretonga Park and Pukekohe Raceway. The judges have cooked up 5 outside scoring zones with this layout. All outside zones for this event, and the concrete walls are always lurking. Time now for a virtual D1 lap of the track thanks to Logitech. Standing start with the lead car in the right-hand lane. A chicane to power on entry into the first outside zone on the right-hand side starts the course, settling the car and powering on to the second outside zone, making sure not to drop wheels off the track or end up in the concrete wall. Holding a smooth fluid arc to OZ3 and into the first transition, with judges looking for a snappy switch on the natural line into outside zone 4. This will be a decel zone on approach, and this is where the rear wheels of the car need to be, filling this zone as much as possible before the long stretch and transition to outer zone 5. Good throttle use with minimal handbrake will be rewarded here. The last outside zone again where the rear wheels need to be, opening the door for the chase car to get up on that A-pillar. The 2026 D1NZ champion Drift King Dave Steedman is in the house this weekend, joining the judges lineup alongside pro sport driver Aaron Habib, with Leighton Fivey also back to see competition in the virtual format. The penalties to look out for at Gisborne: no switchbacks at OZ5, with the judges also penalising for slowing up too much on the entry. Left foot dabs are okay, but as for most events, excessive left foot braking will be marked down this weekend. Wheels off track is always one to look out for. We want to see smooth flowing tandems with no bobbles, drivers able to approach the A-pillar in the chase, but cutting your line too early or being offline in the lead will hand you a penalty. The judges have been clear though, they want to see close battles, and proximity will be king here at round 3.
Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the rundown for this exceptional track built by Bodie Motorsport. Donnie not able to make it tonight, but represented by a lot of his fellow VD1NZ competitors. And the interesting one here is our championship leaders right now vying for that real-life drive. Daniel Pullenberry and John O'Gorman further down the tree, qualifying in 7th and 10th position. So tonight I'm going to be joined by, there we go, there's the battle tree, none other than Drift. Rody, live on Oversteer TV. Can you hear me? Have I got you in the cans?
You have, mate. How we doing?
Oh, we're doing good, buddy. We're doing good. And I see right at the pointy end of the tree there, there's number 31, Brady Knowles. So making it in there, and he's going to be battling Jet Brewer for the right-hand side of the tree. Welcome, buddy.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, Brad's definitely got his work cut out from tonight, mate. Jet Brewer is all class. Obviously last year's VD1NZ champ, and he's got a bag of skills. So at the end of the day, Brad's hungry as, and he's chances are he's going to have to lead first, because I'd say it'll make him lead, being the high qualifier. So it's going to be an interesting run for Brad, but I managed to watch most of qualifying, and there's a lot of good driving out there at the moment, and you can see like the likes of Vaughan Cook and people like Isaac Carroll, qualifying first tonight. His run was outstanding. It's going to be an interesting night for sure.
And joined us in the commentary booth will be a bit later on, Jesse Bubba Herx. He's been in D1NZ many years, been more of an official role behind the DSO, which is the Driving Standards Observer up in the Judges Tower. So we'll be joining him. And we have royalty in the Judges House tonight as well with Dave Steadman, our 2026 Drift King out of Tauranga. He is based in Tauranga, and he will be judging this evening. I think he has chosen style. We've also got Aaron Habib, based out of Tauranga as well, joining us in the judges box, and Leighton Fife again. So we've got some good, solid judges this evening locked in for the Logitech G Virtual D1 Series. Have you battled either of those two yet, Rody, in the out on track?
In the virtual world?
No, in the real world. Mr. Steadman or Mr. Habib?
Yeah, actually. Both. I had the last time I had Aaron was round 3, actually in Pro Sport at Hampton Downs, and I had Dave actually at Gisborne in the top 16 there, and pretty close call, but I didn't manage to pull that one off.
Nice. And so Tairawhiti, beautiful region. It was the first time that we got to go down to the East Cape, Gisborne. It's been something that we've been wanting to do for a few years now. The team at H BlackBee, I guess, setting up this park alongside Sean Wilson and Corbin Wilson, originally going down there for, I think it was a Christmas do, and then the boys did some testing there. It's an amazing place to be. It's the first place to see the sunrise. A bummer about old R&V been announced that it's the last year this year. Your round down there this year, how did it go, buddy?
To be honest, it was my favourite track of the year. I had a ball down there. The track and everything really suited us. We actually had a big crash in practice, and so the team worked really hard to get me back out there. And when we did, we actually had to change turbos as well from the impact into the wall. And we ended up having an oil feed line break, which resulted in quite a decent fire as well. But yeah, we managed to qualify quite well, and managed to get through our top 32 battle. And yeah, unfortunately, didn't have the goods against our current DK. So, but no, it was a great weekend, great track. It was good to be in Gisborne. You know, the town was very welcoming, and it was good to see a massive crowd of people there enjoying themselves.
Nice, buddy, nice. And there's, we're in the silly season at the moment, the off season of the real world life. The drivers were in drivers briefing about 3 o'clock this afternoon, and we're just having a quick yarn about the expectations of Dave, Aaron, and Leighton. And it was announced to the drivers, because they are competing for a real world drive, and once they jump in, they're going to be jumping in again with some of the New Zealand's best to run them through the paces. Big wide open space, but they're going to be driving so Jeremy Slamets and Jody Donovan, Jody Verhulst, when she first came in, yep, she had the A80 Supra. So JDM Racing putting that car, it's getting a full strip, full birthday from the ground up, and it's actually going to be running an A90 front, and the driver will be competing in, which is pretty cool, the nostalgic side of the sport, jumping into one of those iconic chassis and having a go. So that was announced to the drivers this morning. So for yourself as a dad, oh look, there's speak of the judges, that is horrendous. That's our wise men that were actually judging Gisborne at the time, Darren Kelly, Taylor James, and Andrew Redwood. Remember, Mill, silly season, Rhodey, is that Taylor James will be making a comeback as well, potentially next season.
Yeah, hey, that can only be good for us. Like he was right at the pointy end of the field before he had his time away. Yeah, I definitely welcome him back. He comes with quality equipment, and he's a really good driver, good chase driver, good lead driver. So yeah, we're always welcome people like that back to the field.
Yeah, nice. Big shout out to the guys that are joining us online for the Logitech G VD1 competitors from Australia and New Zealand. Marchi Drift and people dropping Tuakau. The Pullenberries, obviously, there's something in the water down in Tuakau. Yeah, it's synonymous now in New Zealand drifting, that name, and definitely one of the front runners alongside John OG, the boys having something to say. So we're just waiting for the drivers to jump up to the start line now to get going. And look at this track. What an epic layout. Huge thanks to Trust Tairawhiti, the team at Trust Tairawhiti. Basically, without them, we weren't able to go to Gisborne, and they really invested in the series to come down. And many drivers, pretty much the whole field, saying, look, new favourite track of the season. Why do you think that is, Rhodey? Is it just the difference in having something new, or was it just the layout that, you know, this was probably a bit of a brainchild from Whittaker himself that came out of the track, and Sean Potros? What made it so unique?
I think that the layout was something different. You know, it was something that we hadn't done before. It wasn't a teardrop style after a wall ride like those tracks predominantly are. You know, it was a nice fast entry. It is really close to the walls, but it's really close to the crowd. You know, we were really fortunate to be able to, you know, even over the cars, you could hear them, you know, yelling and screaming. And, you know, it was a real good vantage point for everyone to be able to see the whole track and see what's going on. So in terms of the layout and how you drove it, it was really exciting, you know, like it's fast and it's sort of balls to the wall, so to speak. And yeah, it was an exciting place to go race, you know.
Yeah, it's such a when we initially, I guess, pinned to go down there, we had the Waiweka gorges had the massive slips. We had the storm come through there, so a lot of the drivers, a lot of the time back and forth was you know, stop and go. Then you had the fuel crisis. So many things that were playing in the mix of you know, should it happen, should it go down there? But it wouldn't have happened without such an amazing contingency of local sponsors and stakeholders, and you can see them out on the track. And you know, it was just so epic to be able to pull that off. And the silly season is among us, and for those out there, yes, I think we're only weeks away now from announcing, you know, where the season's going to be going and the format changes and the different things happening through the real world of D1NZ, and it's exciting to get to that time. Usually, historically, D1NZ announces their dates around the July mark. A lot of drivers interested to go, where are we going? Definitely want to be seeing Gisborne back on the calendar. So a couple more weeks and everyone will find out where we're going. So the question is where are the drivers? That's the only thing we're waiting on now, is the drivers to scrub in. The first battle up will be, where are we? First battle up, just getting to the right sheet, is Isaac Carroll, the #1 qualifier versus 32nd Jacob Dutton. So there were a few people that unfortunately, I think it was 26 through to 32 or 27 through to 32, only got a 1. So that means that they will go off, the team goes off the championship order to place those other drivers. So for those tuning in at home, or those that were in VD1 competing, they might have wondered, oh, well, how did we actually get into the placement? So it goes off the championship order that everybody fell in. So big ask to go out there, number 32, straight against Isaac Carroll, the #1 qualifier. What goes through your mind? Well, actually, you could actually say it. When you're coming to that scrub box at Gisborne, what's going through your mind, Rhodey? You know, you're pulling into it. What happens at the scrub box, and then when you're pulling up to the line? Run us through those moments of time.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, obviously, for the most part, you've been sitting on the grid for a minute, so you're kind of a bit cold, and you've got to get yourself fired up and ready to go, because there's no prisoners really on that entry. You know, you're straight into an outer wall, and you know they're asking you to be 100 mil off the wall. So yeah, it's full concentration, but really scrubbing up the front tires for me personally, was the trick there. Getting the steering so that the rear grip wasn't overpowering the front of the car. So if you watch Drift Masters today, it was exactly what happened to Peter Weinseck today. He came into the entry today, and the rear grip looked like it overpowered the front grip, and unfortunately, it just steered him straight off. And that was a huge crash. So that was kind of the forefront for me, trying to get the car ready. And because I scrubbed a little bit longer than I potentially normally would, that is what sort of gets the muscles going and the heart pumping and gets you really focused on what you got to do.
Yeah, that was a huge crash at Riga. I caught glimpses of the top 32 bouncing between that and Formula One in Hungary and Liam Lawson, and it was a horrible crash. That that section coming off the start line, coming around sort of the switch into turns 1 at Riga, where you get the massive crowd. Horrible. Great to see all okay, and the tyre walls doing their business down there. I guess the thing for Gisborne is it's heat. So one thing today is the temperature in the game has been set at 25 degrees. So the track temperature should soar, I would imagine, and tyre wear is a thing in the Assetto Corsa world. So tell us a bit about that for those out on our YouTube channel. Hello, Mr. West. Great to have you tuned in. And Next Gen Motorsport, our Australian competitor as well. You've been doing a bit of some driving yourself as we watch the boys scrub in.
Yeah, obviously between Brad and I, we do spend a lot of time on the sim. I've been doing a series this year as well, and yeah, it's a big learn, and it's like we've put a lot of probably more driving time than obviously what we do get IRL. So it's definitely a wake up at times. You know, there's still equally as much time setting these cars up as there is, you know, the real life cars with, you know, wheel alignment and tuning them to make them do what they need to do. So, you know, like my hat goes off to all the guys that are competing tonight. You know, that they all are pretty good as a rule at helping each other out. And yeah, it should be good.
Nice. Well, I'm not sure if we've got Isaac Carroll on the line. It was scheduled that he was driving a BMW, so we'll get race control to confirm that one with us. And we can even see, hey, how good is that the Smart Steel Recovery boys are out on track. Purahi joining us last round on commentary on the left-hand side there. So we're just waiting to see which actual battle is sitting on the line, waiting to go. You can see there the VD1 start line as well. It's actually, it's controlled just like, there's a couple comments like that, there's drone inside the game. Yeah, so just like in real world, we have someone sitting there, I think it's Benji at the moment, flying the drone with the actual RC, like you've got an RC plane, same sort of controller, flying the drone inside the game. Pretty trippy stuff that the boys are doing that. Same with that little light tree. It actually has to be a car pack that's installed. So we got live anyway. Battle 1 of the Logitech Virtual D1 Series. Gisborne, as we switch on through. Mustang out on the front, switches through. Nice out of zone mid-track. The judges did want to see them a bit deeper on that pocket, but this whole qualifying session, everyone's been mid-track. Really nicely done right now here. Switching on through. Out of zone 3, out of zone 4 coming through. Oh, but 2 wheels off from the lead car. Unfortunately, it's going to be a heavy markdown. Will it be a 0? I think it's 3 wheels off in this section. This was the most unforgiving section of Gisborne in the real world, Rody.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, come out of zone 3, and you're flat out with that switch into OZ4 there. So you had to be on the throttle early, you know, just to get some of that forward drive to stay in OZ4, and it was unforgiving, and as the rubber went down, it did actually end up getting quite grippy and then going past that level of grip to being a little bit slippery. So yeah, it was kind of, yeah, definitely had to have your wits about you through there.
All right, so we switch on over right now. I actually still haven't had in my ear from race control which battle we're actually watching, so apologies for everybody at home on that front, on who we've got. You see the Logitech Virtual D1 logos and skins at the moment, and we've got a VD1NZ car. I would assume we're still in battle 1 with Isaac Carroll and Jacob Dudden. Rody, take us through this one, buddy.
I'm running a couple of seconds behind on the stream here too, so I will do my best.
All right, we switch on back through. Big angle on the lead car there, which has stalled out the Mustang, so that'll be a bit of a mark down. Nice fill of the zone there, right out to OZ3, OZ4. Now he's just got to cleanly finish OZ5, switches on through. Doesn't really get in the pocket to close the gap. Good lead here on the last section of the racetrack. Switches on through Super 6 to finish the run.
Right, I've sorted out my technical glitch, so we should be good.
All right, so no replays here on the battle. Teresa, that was Isaac Carroll versus Jacob Dudden. First battle versus 32. Isaac the higher qualifier. We look at the battles, the graphics from the judges. So we do have 2 judges locked in for Isaac Carroll. So Isaac Carroll will get the win. Aaron and Leighton really quick to call it, and then Dave calls it as well. So Isaac Carroll goes through in the VD1NZ S15. Apologies on the confusion there. It was logged for a BMW. These pretty faces are, we'll say they're the judges from the virtual judges tower today, Rody, but we actually got the 2026 Drift King, Team DSR, Hydrolink, Mamico, S14, Dave Steadman sitting in there with Aaron Habib and Leighton 5.
Yeah, it's good. It's been actually really good. I've managed to get a couple of laps in with Dave, and so has Bradley. It's been good to see him get on the sim and have a jam so he can get a feel for what it's about.
Awesome. So the lights go down. Green light means go. We switch on through. With next battle up is Josh Leckie versus Cameron Bonham. Nice deep filling of the pocket there of the outer zone. The judges want to see them the whole way around their arc on the yellow line. About 100 mils off. Good switch through there. Outer zone 3, nicely done. Bit of a decel zone there for the judges. Bit off the gas there for the lead car. Unfortunately, I'd assume that would be, well, it's 16 versus 17 here, so... Oh, but a wall tap, and that's going to be all she wrote for the lead car. Unfortunately, the chase car shallowing out there and straight lining.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that ended up being the case. It was a pretty solid first half of the run there. I guess we'll just have to see what if we can put enough pressure on in the next pass to force an OMT.
All right, we switch over now on the Monster Energy start line. Beautifully executed as the track build here from the Bodie Motorsport crew. Logitech run up to the Link ECU initiation, followed by the GT radio. As you can see further down the straight there, that's right, the red line depicts where they've got to be chucking it in and riding OZ1 with the GT radio wall ride.
It was actually pretty cool having the container walk over from Pookie down there at Gisborne. It makes the start line look awesome.
Judges just deliberating, as I can hear in the air. It's great to have the boys behind Rebel Broadcast just piecing all the puzzles together to hear different things and see different things in the background as we go for the second pass now. Full exhilaration, a bit of a switch there, which has allowed Manji, and then right into the outer zone. Close proximity here from the drivers. Nice line from both of them. We're going to switch out OZ3. Now, the decel zone is not to here. This is where the decel zone is. Setting yourself up to OZ4. Big. It's not a wall ride through there, so that's 2 wheels off through the VIP trusses zone. And then the CRC wall ride here, which definitely caught a lot of people out. Nice finish to the run there for the lead car. And I noticed one thing here, which was Dave Steadman was commenting on, was the finish line is actually, it's a rolling burnout, but it's quite far out of the wall ride to get to the finish line. Was that what it was like in real life, Roddy?
Yeah, well, I actually got a couple of photos of Dave and I both with the tyre fire coming out of there. But it was, you did have to hold your foot in it for a while and obviously pull straight out. If you switch back, the risk of crashing into the chase car was too high. With the safety crews and stuff there, so yeah, really you were coming off that where it straightened effectively, but you did have to hold your foot in it for a bit.
And if we just fly up on the drone there, you can see the VD1NZ, the Virtual Drift New Zealand Championship, Keanu Askew currently sitting in that oh, that's interesting, that livery. Not sure if it actually belongs to Keanu, if he's out on track at the moment. I think it was Josh Leckie and Cameron Bonham.
And Cam Bonham, yeah.
So what happens? How does that happen that someone else jumps in and is it that they jump in the server and they choose that car, is it?
Yeah, 100%. Like if there's only one S15 in the server, or say if there's 2 S15s in the server but 2 people are using it, could potentially have the same livery if they've both got it on there or whatever.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, and obviously, so the next battle we've got in the tree should be KJ Kieran Johansson versus Kane Bowles.
Yeah, so Kieran Johansson, the man behind VD1NZ, doing an exceptional job as well, just growing the virtual side of the sport. and developing tracks and the community. Great to see, and he's been a great ambassador also of helping with the VD1 side of things. So yeah, we'll see. He was the higher qualifier in 8th position versus Kane Bowles in 25th. We go to the judges' scores at the moment. We look at Aaron scores Cameron, Dave scores Cameron, and Leighton scores Cameron as well. So unanimous. Cameron will go through to the top 16. Waiting in the wings, we do have Jesse as well, who'll be joining us after the Kieran Johansson battle. And after that one, we've got Justin Lockerbie versus Pete Drever. So just waiting on the judges to be ready for the next battle.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, well, obviously while we've got KJ on the screen and now we are talking about him, the man needs to take a bow. He does do a fantastic job with the VD1NZ competition. And, you know, always looking after the boys and puts a lot of his personal time and effort into making sure that the sport is progressing, you know, between here and Australia.
Alrighty, so on the right we've got the Toyota Supra Kane Bowles and the Nissan the Nissan S Sylvia Kieran Johansson. So Kieran Johansson chooses to chase
first, yeah. So he's given a bit of a gap here actually, but hopefully he can make a bit of a, you know, he's going to cut that zone to try and gain the proximity back. You know, the lead car looks like he's doing everything he needs to do at the moment. That was pretty much where they wanted them to switch based on what Dave asked for at driver's briefing, but there was a massive stall up there and a wheel off and then another wall touch, so there's a bit of pressure coming. So I see
massive
KJ.
mistake, sadly, from KJ. Look, to have a good chase, you've got to have a good lead, but KJ, that one was all by himself in the chase on that one, so that's potentially going to be, depending what happened with Kane out in front, could be a 0-0 or 10-0 advantage there to Kane. So
yeah, interesting to see what the judges say about whether the stall up on OZ4 had anything to do with what happened after the fact there, but it's all going to come down to this. If this was me, I'd just have my ears pinned back and try and force a mistake.
All right, so we wait for the judges. There we go, green light. Kieran out on the lead. VD1NZ, will he be able to make it big? Fast initiation there, out on, oh, but he cooks it. He's into the wall on the GT radial zone. Oh no, Kieran. So all we've got to do here for Mr. Kane Bowles is just finish this section through, and it could be, unless he stalls out and and goes off the track. Unfortunately, that's potentially all she wrote for VD1NZ. Mr. Kieran on this one just finishes the CRC in 10. Oh, but he zeroes out potentially as well. Rudy, what's going on?
Oh no, that's a big call. You know, it was. Realistically, I think the judges are probably going to call that wall tap a 0 in the chase there as well. I'm not sure how they call that. To be honest, it's yeah, it's going to be a hard one. It's going to come back to that first battle, whether that's a 0-0 or 10-0, and we may potentially see another run there.
Well, mate, the judges were really quick on that one, and they've gone instantly, all three unanimously to Kane. So Kieran Johansson, unfortunately, out in the top 32. Bit of a bummer there for Kieran, because I know how much he puts into esport and virtual drifting. So a bummer. We hopefully will see him back for the final at Bay Park. Is there such thing as a protest in this virtual world, Rody?
No. Well, I shouldn't say no like that. Look, if there's a genuine grievance, I'm sure that there could be, but the judges, much like IRL, have a lot of tools at their disposal to check that stuff, much like a Wally type system, so they don't miss much, and the boys are on.
All right, so just looking out on track at the moment, we've got Pete Drever and Justin Lockerbie. Pete Drever in the unique ABC Drift Kids. If you haven't seen that already, as the lights go green, do check it out. It's fantastic for kids, for anyone tuning in. Pete Drever right on the right-hand side of the track, quick switch there on the initiation on the line that the judges want to see, nice and deep. Comes out to outer zone 2, gets it really nicely. Good chase here as well. Outer zone 3, switches it. Pete Drever on a fire of a run there, switches through, closes the gap now. This is an epic little run there. Good lead from Pete Drever. What are we going to see though for Justin Lockerbie as he switches through to CRC? Don't touch the wall there, Pete. Oh, he touches the wall, but he keeps it in play. Oh, what a run. Bum burner from Pete Drever.
Yeah, that is a heater of a lead from Pete. You know, we don't call him Peter Perfect for nothing. Obviously, just that little wall touch, which will be a pretty big deduction. Justin's actually been driving that R35 really well. One of the other guys, Jet's been giving him a hand to get a handle on the tuning on that car. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how his lead goes.
All right, so we switch on over. Are we going to get the chase that Pete wants from Justin Lockerbie? Two really exceptional drivers here on car even. Nicely done, Justin Lockerbie. Bit of a deceleration there. Lost for words there, but on the line the judges want to see outer zone 3. Here we go. Bit of a decel here. Bit of a less of smoke comes through. Oh, but he closes the door and he cuts it out. That gives Pete the advantage. Pete's all over him now. He's just got to switch through. Proximity is key. Nice fluid switch there. Coming into CRC. Stacked angle, 90 degrees. Locks it on lock. Pete Drever. Taranaki. I'd call that probably a slight advantage there, Rody, to the man who qualified in 24th position over Justin Lockerbie. Justin Lockerbie currently sitting in 22nd position in the championship.
Yeah, I think Pete's probably going to have an advantage there. We'll see what happens with the judging, but it was a very good chase from Pete Drever there. There was a couple of little mistakes and it just gave him the opportunity to catch back up onto the door again in those areas and finish strong through the final hairpin. The
Ting Tools podium sitting there, great opportunity to do a bit of housekeeping, pay the bills, thank the sponsors of D1NZ, Ting Tools, giving away the toolboxes, about 10 grand's worth of tools given out on the podium each round to the drivers. Those toolboxes fully kitted out as well, going to the drivers each round. Schmick, Link, ECU, Mimico, Ting Tools, the whole team there as we wait for the result here. Pete Drever obviously sitting higher in the championship at the moment for Virtual D1. Always a big smile on his face. We look to the judges. Leighton scores it to Pete Drever. Dave Steadman calls it to Justin Lockerbie. And Aaron Habib calls it to Justin Lockerbie. Justin Lockerbie gets the win there, Odie. Justin Lockerbie goes through.
Well, that's great call for Justin. Obviously, again, what I said about having the tools to do the job there, they'll be making the best calls that they can. There obviously was something that we missed just on the stream footage there, so yeah, congratulations to Justin.
Yep. No, it's. I'll see if I can get a word from the judges in the Discord on what happened there with Pete. Oh, look, I guess definitely something we missed. I often hear Mr. Sear saying this all the time that you know, don't trust the commentators. It's just gospel on what we're seeing on screen versus what the judges are seeing. The judges do actually have a bit of a wind back feature there as well, to be able to look at certain things. They were doing that through qualifying. Beautiful. So when we come to this next battle, we're joined by someone who's definitely familiar with race control and judging and the things that the judges are looking for, which is none other than Jesse Bubba Herx. Jesse, you there, buddy?
Yeah, bro, I'm here.
Oh, welcome to the show, buddy. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us from Whangarei, is it tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, from up north.
Nice.
Good to be here.
Yeah, so I think you've actually been chiming into some VD1NZ lately as well.
Yeah, last round I was line judge for the comp at Ladingham, and then the one before that I was style judge for Topol. So yeah, it's been pretty good experience.
Nice. So just out on the battles at the moment, we've got Vaughan Cook currently in the Mark 5, the A90, Supra, and Ben van der Linden in the chase at the moment. The Supras are being proving really successful in the chassis this year, but big angle stacked on there coming through that last section, the outer zone 5. Ben doing an exceptional job in the S15, 2JZ S15 to close up the door. Great to see Kohatū Drift Park nearly online as well. Ben currently out there looking for people to just fill those last barriers. So if you're out there and you're looking to get involved in the Nelson area, the STP Drift Park coming shortly. Jesse, I'll let you and Rody carry on with the battles, man. You guys can call it.
Oh, thanks. I'm just going to get my...
mate, how you doing?
Yeah, cheers, brother. How are you?
All good, mate. All good. I potentially am running a few seconds behind here on the stream.
Yeah, I think I'm having the same problem too. My sound sounds terrible too. I'm trying to fix it.
I see there's a bit of a bobble in the chase there from Ben going into OZ4, so he's going to have his work cut out from here trying to keep Vaughan Cook at bay. We go, we're underway. Right, so there's a massive mungie and switch in there from Ben, but he does miss that first outer zone. But Vaughan's seen him, so he's managed to keep it on the door there. Oh, my stream's just stalled.
Yeah, Vaughan Cook doing an exceptional chase as Rody stalls out there, sitting fourth in the championship at the moment. Jesse, real awkward line there though, bro.
Yeah, I'm also, my stream's also lagging too. I'm just trying to.
I just actually caught the end of that run, and yeah, I could see that was offline. So Vaughan did a great job keeping with him, and really just showed his class there. Yeah, obviously he is working pretty hard on the championship this year, and he's also really well in VD1NZ. So it's showing the time that he's putting in, and he's a great driver, and he's actually not far away from getting his race car finished as well, hopefully. So hopefully we might see him at a track somewhere soon.
It's been just cooking the tyres there, doing the signatory exit. Best time to obviously give him a plug if you guys are down the South Island, even in Wellington. Can't wait to see another venue come online. Big props to Ben and the family and the whole Kohatū Park down there. We can't wait to get down there and actually have a drift. It's a beautiful location, that park, and the Nelson Car Club's been working really, really hard as well. The whole team from STP Drift Park. So jump online, STP Drift Park, if you guys want to get involved and see Ben's park that he's been building down there. So many things for New Zealand drifting coming online shortly. I think the sport's going to thrive in the coming 3 to 4 years. I think we need a track up in Whangas soon. Jesse, I think you guys need to get old Mr. Whangadam Woolhouse to build something up there.
Our unofficial mayor. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'd love to have something up there. We've got quite a big community up there that that love doing skids on the back roads, but it'd be cool to have somewhere like they don't need to go out there and do it,
Yeah, I think that this track in Gisborne is something unique. It's something that the East Coast really needed. Like there isn't a lot of when you think about the geographical location of Gisborne in relation to the likes of Manfield and Taupo and Downs. They realistically they're actually a long way and quite a difficult trip to get there. So it'd be good for them to hopefully have somewhere in the future where they can go and do that. And Whangarei is no different, geographically again, long way away from the nearest track. So it'd be great for them to have somewhere to go up there. Or maybe D1NZ might have to organise a street round again up there, because that went off, I understand.
Oh,
plenty of roads.
Plenty of roads. 2009, the Whangarei Port Road one, when Mr. Kenny Ruddle came in with his little handy cam and filmed a video, and we were like, who's this cat filming it? And asked him to take down his his pirated videos, but he did an exceptional job. And look at all these years later, he's an integral part of the sport. Streaming on Oversteer TV right now. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Big shout out to everybody as we go to the next battle. Take it away.
This is March and Bangers, Blake March and Leon Smith. You know, these guys are both very good in their own right, but wow, big bit of contact there on the entry and nearly a pass. But they've both managed to keep it going, so I don't know how the judges are going to attribute fault there. I just ummed again because my picture is stuck. Here we go, managed to catch up. So both now in OZ4 and chase car right on the door there. Firing into the final wall ride. Oh, bit of rear contact there from the chase car, and I think that will end up being 10-0.
Yeah, just over.
Yeah, well, lucky neither of them reset, that's good. Yeah.
That's part of it too, is resetting your tires. Like, you know, it's essentially like going to pit your tires.
Yeah, and obviously when you're practicing, you know, you're resetting every lap pretty much, but obviously in the competition side of things, you end up in a position where you are unable to reset. So
you got to manage your tire wear.
Yeah, quite right.
I know that, but I can't fix it.
Sometimes it's the habit, right? Like you're like you're in battle and then you do it, you know. Is that a DQ, road? I'm not. Oh, we are.
I'm not sure there. Yeah, they're just going through outer zone 3. They're just switching, getting ready for outer zone 4.
Nice proximity.
Yeah, so he's just driving up onto the front wheel there. So it'll be a little bit of left foot brake to get tucked on behind him.
That's where they want
really
him, right?
For this final wall ride, yeah.
And as far up the A pillar as possible.
Yeah. Wheel is where they want them. But yeah, a big shot into the concrete there.
You just smoked it, You just clipped it at the last minute.
Yeah, and that wall's ruthless. You know, like I've driven a few laps there myself this week, and I know that wall's really grabby there. So as soon as you give it a little touch, it just tends to bring the front round.
It just sends you
straighten out. Yeah.
Sometimes that's the game, Assetto, right? Like the hit mark on the car, the way that you design the wall. Right? Oh, he floated out into it. He floated out and hit it.
Yeah, it looked like it just took a little bit of angle out of it and it just drove it towards the wall.
And he didn't have grip to catch it, so it just cascaded out to. I got like 3 streams trying to get like one stream that's ahead.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I hope everyone at home can kind of bear with us.
Yeah, hopefully we can follow. Hopefully we can get it sorted.
Yeah. I went to the link of the stream link, but it was playing the start of the stream. It wasn't playing the live part. So.
Yeah, I think I'm about 4 or 5 seconds behind on mine, so we just have to try a bit.
This is the 4th wall that the viewers shouldn't really be knowing about.
So I was just chatting, jumping in there to the judges on the one we had called Roadie with Pete Drever and Lockerbie, and Pete had actually had a couple like wall taps that had marked him down.
Yeah.
And they'd marked that down to more detrimental than what Justin's mistakes were. So while it looked epic with the chase in the lead, the judges, that's why they had called it, was just a couple of mistakes from Pete's front. So
yeah, that's a big one, getting close to them, you know. Like that is a big mistake.
So this is should be one more time straight away with Blake March and Leon Smith, I think.
Ooh.
Sorry, I was off comms
And
there.
yeah.
And so, yeah, we
know we are.
OMT. Epic angle there on the last CRC wall ride there from from Leon Smith.
your one's like miles ahead of ours, I think.
Yeah, I've just kind of caught up now. It's
I'm
quite
watching the
tricky
raw now,
without-
yeah.
It's quite tricky without the.
We could do a
drivers' names
replay. We'll say the replay and we can do the stream. It's kind of how the time is.
They're out of the gate here now. Oh, that's an awesome entry. No adjustments. Fluid on the throttle, all 3 zones.
Wow.
That's made it really good for the chase car to try and chase there. Hopefully it can hold it together.
Yeah, some pretty good driving from both.
They're both looking really good. I see the proximity from the chase car just coming back there. A little bit slow on the switch, which has made him go a bit inside. But the lead car is just laying one down there. It's a fantastic.
Yeah, he's going fast, you know. So he's kind of sacrificing the angle a little bit, but he's hauling, you know, hauling.
Yeah, and smooth. You know, like I think that's all part of it too. There was no wavering. He just set his angle and used
the
throttle
predictable
steering.
line. Yeah.
Just going to shut my stuff down, so I'm just going to jump out for 2 seconds, and hopefully I'll be back and everything will be lots better.
All good. No borrows. So we've got the judges deliberating at the moment. I can hear the race control chatter in the background there. What's it always like? Jesse, you've been up there as we go.
Yeah.
We go to the judges,
yeah.
not those judges, but the judges. What's it like up there? It's is it a bit of a kind of a fire pit when you've got DSO reviews coming in and inquiries and the heat of the action?
Well, I guess you kind of already got to be ahead of it, right? So you're just spotting what you potentially will be the problem, and then you're kind of like lining it up, you know? You're waiting for a review, basically. Yeah. Or judge might want to see something, right? And then they'll ask for it. And then, you just try to show what they want to see. And, you know, sometimes you're watching it 10 times, you know, but
And how do you do that? It's a battle, so you've got a toggle. We're actually on to the next battle, so we'll go to that few, which is Keanu Askew, the 5th qualifier versus Luke Marginson. The BMW out on front, or yes it is, he chooses to lead first. Nice proximity here for the battle. Out zone 3, done really nicely. They switch on through here. Here's the D-cell zone. Oh, nice switch there through Luke on the chase in the RX-8. Clean battle here the whole way through. The last wall ride's come through. The Spirit's been catching a lot of people out. Good angle there. Nice lead. Epically done. Nice rolling burnout to finish. Judges not wanting to switch back in that last section. Real good lead there from Keanu in the BMW E92.
Yeah, that was. I just saw the end of that. Yeah. But now,
he does a lot of driving, and he is really good. And when he's on his game,
lose already.
We're here.
Oh yeah.
I hear him. Yeah, he can drive, and he's smooth as, man.
Yeah, and he's full. He drives full commitment. You know, like it's really good to watch.
Yeah.
Currently sitting 18th in the championship with Luke sitting. Where's Luke sitting in the championship at the moment? Sitting in 24th in the championship equal. Just waiting on the judges to deliberate in the light tree in the middle of the track to go down. Pretty trippy how you've actually got real life lights just like on the racetrack. Jesse and I were just chatting while you were resetting, Rody, around, you know, we actually, he flew into the judges' tower. I've got to, again, give it back to the track building on this. It was pretty cool. As we go live, just the pressure environment up in the judges' tower at the moment. Great switch through here. We're on car out of zone 1 into the GT radial zone. They decel here. Nicely done. Good proximity here. Closes up the gap. Switches on through to out zone 3. Nice big angle from the lead car here. Switches through. Nice. Really good job on the chase here, but it's been executed by a great lead. The proximity here, door to door, last corner here. It'll be Askew going through at this stage. Oh, just comes off the wall to be in the pocket outside the smoke, closes the door. Epic driving there. You're pretty bang on the money there, boys, as far as saying how he drives. Oh.
Yeah, it's honestly, all the guys, all the guys that put in the hours, it reflects through in their driving online. I mean, I spend a lot of time, as I said, but I'm still relatively in my infancy compared to, you know, the guys that are out there that have, you know, some of them have got, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 plus hours of simulated time. Now I'm kind of at that 500 hour mark, and we're just at the point now where we're just starting to get a handle on it, and now we can really start learning how to drive it. You know, there's a lot that goes into it. You know, without that seat of your pants feel like you have, like the race car gives you. So it's a lot of mind training and a lot of learning to try and get to the level that these guys are at.
Yeah, right. Like some of them have been doing it all day, every day for the last 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. You know,
Yeah,
how do you
exactly.
beat that?
Yeah, and I think there's a lot to be said for the equipment side of things. So, you know, some are on VR, some are on a single screen, some are on triple screens. There's a lot of different combinations out there that people are driving.
Direct drive. Yeah.
You know, the direct drive wheel, in my opinion, is a significant change.
The biggest upgrade. Yeah.
And we noticed that when we changed from a belt-driven style wheel to a direct drive wheel. At the time, it was a game changer. You know, it was so much more realistic and consistent over a period of being online. You know, that it made the learning side of things a lot easier.
Yeah, you're not having to compensate for something the wheel's doing.
Yeah,
hey, that's not your own driving, you know. Like,
yeah, and at the same time trying to learn, you know.
Yeah, and you know, you got figuring out what's going on, and then that's happening in you. Yeah, once you switch, you realize straight away, oh, that's where I got the habit from. Yeah, are we off now? Well, I'm watching the stream.
Yeah, I am. But it's very stop-starty, so it's quite hard to follow.
Someone the lead driver went off track.
Oh, is that
what I see? Yeah. But I think everybody already saw that before we commentated
it. Yeah, I see there's everyone back at the start line now, so hopefully
whoever's chasing is laying the heat off for a lead. We're about to go second pass. We might have already started. I won't.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
I think the judges are just deliberating there a little bit, boys, about the release of the cars and what went on there on that first pass.
That makes sense.
Yeah, with them. Sprinter and Mark Francis. Yeah, they just try refreshing your browsers there, boys, and it might actually bring you back up to speed. And same at home. So
I think because it's taking me through Discord link, not like our external browser link.
Oh, so we've got some. Not sure what's going on there, but we've got some hustle and bustle in the pits.
Yeah.
Get race control to give us an update on that one.
Is someone doing a skid right now in the pits? I just want to know if I'm up to.
Yeah. No, they're staged on the start line at the moment. So
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we're here. Oh.
so yeah, just race control saying that they're going to rerun the last pass because they jumped the lights. So there was a light jump. So here we go. We start again.
Let's go. We're out.
Oh, huge tip in there, but it was super shallow. Still managing to get back out to the line now, but that'll be a massive deduction. That's nearly an unchaseable lead. And the potential
he waited right back, like now he can get up from there. Safe to do so.
Yeah, 100%.
He wasn't though. Making something on the run. So let's go.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of wavering on the wall there from the lead.
He's throwing a lot of angle, so he's slowing up a bit, the lead car.
Yeah, even
he tried.
Yeah, definitely. But I think into OZ4, and there's a big stall up there and a lot of angle, which really slowed him down and let the chase car get back on him.
His entry was, he threw a lot of angle and they were real shallow on his entry. And then finally got it together like throughout the run, but I feel like those are big deductions, right? Like
definitely going to be significant deductions there in the lead for sure. You have to put the pressure on in the chase.
Like if it comes close, you're comparing lead for lead, and that wasn't the best lead, I suppose. It's some good driving, That's some good driving, but it just wasn't the best lead. So it just makes it harder for him to come back from.
Yeah, for sure. Here we are into the second pass now, and there's a bit of a touch there in the chase. He's just trying to put the pressure on there and trying to be close on the entry, and it just backfired on him a little bit there. So
wasn't quite sideways enough.
I think he was just coming in too hot in the chase there, and it just ended up with him making contact. So I think if the lead car can get through here, deep in that wall.
So how do you call that? Well, that was. How do you call that? Like, he definitely won the lead, because he didn't even.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the chase car's always got to give way to the lead car, but in that particular instance,
Watching the replay, like watching the stream, he fully just went up and then went back and then hit him again. So that'll be all she wrote, really,
Yeah, 100%. I guess you've been pretty fortunate when you've been judging, like you know the tools that you've got available, so you can look at it from every angle and move the drone around. You can use the pedal cams and that, so you guys know exactly what's going on in the cars.
The telemetry, you can actually see what they actually done. A lot of time you see them stall up, like the foot comes right off the accelerator, and then they don't come back on, and so you can. Or just clutch work or brake work. You can see it all really, and so you get a feel of what actually happened. And it kind of looked like he was just shot in and then straightened a bit, and couldn't really get it sideways.
Yeah, potentially pulled the handbrake there, to try and slow up a little bit, and that would have caused it to try and straighten up as well.
Yeah, and pushed him into, because he wasn't actually sideways, he just went straight into him. It's kind of like his mindset would have been trying to make up for what he just did, right? And then being a bit hungry, because that's all he could do was get close.
Try and put some pressure on out. I know I run my car really loud, so when you are in that chase position, they know that you're there. You're trying to create that pressure.
It's unfortunate, I suppose. His driving was letting him down, or the car, drivability of the car, was letting him down. So,
boys,
finding it hard.
So we get the judge's verdict on that one, and Spencer goes through on that one in the Chevrolet Corvette C6. So just that slight bubble on initiation from the chase car, and sort of sending in a bit too hard. Judges were deliberating quite a bit on that one in the judges' chat as well. Lots of back and forth. Real good, healthy conversations going on there. So, Spence goes
a lot
through.
of things to consider. Is that OCD, Spence?
Yeah, OCD Spence, yeah.
Ah, nice. He was in the VD1NZ comp.
Yeah, he's doing VD1NZ as well. He's actually going pretty good D2.
So you boys have the left-hand side of your tree all up and locked and loaded for top 16. Isaac Carroll versus Cameron Bonham. Kane Bowles versus Justin Lockerbie. Vaughan Cook versus Leon Smith. So still some of those front runners in the championship in there. And Keanu Askew versus Spencer Price. So we go to the right-hand side of the tree now. And there's some big names there. The Pullenberry name, the O'Gorman name, O'Gorman. All vying for that real-world drive roadie, which is pretty cool. Like, definitely something different.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially if you...
You go, Jess.
Especially if you've been dreaming about it, and you never ever touched the wheel, right? The real wheel. Those boys have been dreaming about it since, young. Some of them been driving since they were 8. Hey,
Yeah, so. Exactly.
So yeah, like that's all they want. So it's an amazing price for these boys. Be awesome experience.
Yeah, 100%. And in a car that's got some history.
Yeah, and then even better in the DZX or the 2J Supra. That car has a lot of history. It's been getting better, which is crazy, even more crazy.
Well, that's like
it's had its own journey.
Looks like a great lead going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a touch from the chase car there, trying to just get too close and just box himself up on the switch. So, yeah, interesting.
Nice.
See how this is going to pan out. There's a great wall ride in the lead.
So Jet Brewer on the chase there in the Mazda RX-7. I wasn't going to tell you, Rody, that that's your boy in the lead there. So,
it is. So he did a great job. I did know it was him.
Oh, there we go. Very good. You didn't do commentator's curse, eh? There's no bias in your chat and your commentary there at all either, which was great.
Definitely not. Bradley knew he was going to have to lead that. He wasn't the high qualifier, so there's pressure there. And he looks to have managed that pretty well. So he just needs to be on the door here in the chase, and hopefully he can force some mistakes. But at the end of the day, Brewer, as he's affectionately known, is all class, mate, and I'm sure we're about to see that. So let's see what can happen. So
is Bradley a room over, currently dialed in? Are you guys in the same house right now? What was the advice from Dad?
Yeah. The advice from Dad was treat it like it's the final, mate, and get it.
Nice.
Bradley helping us at the grand finale with the Logitech G Virtual D1 Zone. Really epic. You got an amazing family there, bro, and it's so cool to see him, diving on in. I think we had over 500 people sit in those sims, so your boy had to deal with 500 different people in the space of about 3 to 4 hours, all getting their taste in simulator. And they were driving Pukekohe at the time, so it wasn't an easy one, but he absolutely thrived in it. So really thankful to the Arcade Drift family. When does Dad give... Well, there's no keys, but the S13 over. Actually, hold that thought. Take it away. Go, Jesse.
Right, let's go. Well, Brewer's just gapped Bradley out the gate, so hopefully he can, take a little bit of this in his own here and get back on the door.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be on the same line. Not until he gets there.
There we go. Yeah, Brewer's just offering up the door there. So there's a great lead from him, and Brad has just dropped off in the chase there a little bit, but hey, look, he's better off to sacrifice a little bit of zone and get back on the door and just do his thing here, because there was some mistakes from Brewer in the lead. So that's going to be a really close one to call. I'm glad I'm not in the judges box for this one.
It seemed like he was struggling to get some grip as soon as he was on angle, and that was what he was having trouble with. And, so you were right for saying he should shallow his line, but I think he might have just left it out a bit too late, not got in and just stayed in.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, these two are teammates at OCD. There's a whole lot of us boys in the OCD team, and these guys work closely together. They tune together. They do a lot of driving together. So you know they know how each other drives, and yeah, that was actually a really classy drive from both of them. Both of them made a couple of mistakes. It is going to make the judging difficult, but at the end of the day, they will make the right decision, I'm sure.
Yeah, line they were both good, and yeah, they did well. I guess you know, just little bit of incorrections from both, like, you know, a little bit of mistakes, and that's part of it. Is just you know, you're weighing it up as a judge. You're just
Yeah,
weighing it up.
100%.
All right,
100%.
Listening into the judges' chat, it was interesting to hear them debating as we see Warren MGN's face on the back of the judges' tower there. Quite unique. Debating whether there should be a start chicane on that track or not. However, at this stage they said, look, the chase car can start back a bit back if they wanted to close that proximity, and in this case that was maybe what unfortunately Bradley should have done, because they called unanimous through to Jet Brewer to go through. But personally I think Bradley did a bloody exceptional job there, and it was very close. As far as bar the gappage, I think that's how they viewed it as well, that it was number 31 versus 2. Bradley did an exceptional job, and we go through to the next battle, which is Ben O'Donnell versus Michael Roach.
We're out the gate. Here you go.
There's a big dive onto the door there. Yeah, but it just did upset the angle of the chase car there, so he has managed to pull a bit of a gap in the lead. And so he's dived back on him again, but you know, because you're slightly offline, those gaps do open up, and it's very hard to get that proximity back. So he is mimicking, but obviously it's the distance between the cars. You know, rule of thumb is the proximity over everything. So you do want to be on the door there, because obviously if you're a real life situation, and to be honest, on the simulator, it's very much the same. If it is really smoky, it's really difficult to see, and it's hard to make those changes to get back on the door.
Yeah, like he where he dived there, he shot him to get him, but really he had no grip to keep with him, and so that's why he took off. And so, you know, he did get close for the time being, but it's only a split second, you know, and then he switches and then he's off again. So yeah, kind of should have picked a better moment to get in there, I guess, or try to get with him a bit, get up with him a bit more. But
yeah, like if you're going to cut the zone to try and make that catch up, you need to use that advantage to get back there, so you're actually able to continue to be there. There's no point making a dive and then having a big gap again. So you can see in the chase this time around, it's happened out of that fourth outer zone, and it's just created that little bit of a gap again. So it's gonna be a big call to try and make the right decision here, but I would say that the chase car is going to, that second pass is probably going to take the win.
It's like Luddington, you really got to pick your timing on where,
absolutely,
how you're going to get there, where you're going to get there, you know, like, because like looking like you're there for a split second isn't the same as actually being behind the man, you know, actually. Like, then you got a lot of room to get there, but I suppose the lead's going so fast, you know. You got so much grip, you know, and you're just taking off basically, and it looks like a lot of it is struggling to keep the same amount of grip and speed in the chase as the lead car. What I'm seeing from a few of these battles. Yeah,
and you have to be really committed, especially at tracks like this. You have to be on the door, because if a gap does get created, it's definitely hard to. On the proximity if you're not.
Yeah, you have the lead car, right, who's fully on, who's dialed on, you know, and so that's kind of, if you're not dialed on too, you are getting left behind.
All right, so we just get that result in from the last battle, Mazda RX-8 Michael Roach versus the Corvette, and Ben in the Corvette got the result on that one, unanimous through the three judges. Next battle up, so obviously a big one. It's a big championship battle here on who will potentially go through to drive in the real life. The Pullenberry name features in this one, and two locals actually, Pullenberry, Tuakau, Bailey Hanara from Pukekohe as well. So You know, there's Bailey being real present at Pukekohe with the family up in the box, doing well, qualifying higher. Qualifying in 26th position, Pullenberry in 7th, so they'll sit on the line waiting for this one. Rhodey, if you want me to call this so you can go give Son a cuddle and and say good driving, because man, that was some exceptional driving from Bradley this round. Tough gig going up against Jet in such a fast RX-7.
Yeah, 100%. I've already seen Brad in the last few minutes, so we're on.
We on. Good. Fire up.
He came in with a smile on his face. He knows that he did really well against Brewer, and he's stoked with his driving, so it's awesome.
And that's the point, is doing your best, giving your best.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like, you can't win everything all the time. Also, all forms of motorsport, it's not conducive to think that you're going to go out and win every single thing every single time. So, you know, all you can do is go front up, do your best, and whatever the result is the result.
You just learn from it, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Dan PB, again, another guy that's really has shown how good he really is. Obviously competing against him and VD1NZ, myself, it's just, you see it week on week. You know, the guy qualifies, he's super consistent, and yeah, really has got a good handle on his sim driving.
He's another driver who drives out of their skin, eh? And it's actually something to watch, watching the way he drives.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a joy judging his line. You know, I had to give him a 98. That's the highest I've ever seen. He was like off the yellow line like a smidgen in 2 zones, and that was enough for me to give him 98. But otherwise, he would have got 100.
Yeah, well, in the famous words of Steve Soul, no one's perfect. So 99 would be the best that I could give.
Well, I just had to make it fair because, you know, everybody was doing really well. So.
Yeah, well,
unbelievable driving.
Yes, some of the driving has been out the gate. I had my highest qualifying score of the year at the last round, and it was still only good enough for 16th. So, you know, at the end of the day, the level is high, and there's some class in these online fields, and hopefully we get to see the winner of the Logitech series here, you know, get behind the wheel of a real car, which is pretty exciting.
Well, that'd be something, right? That's everyone's other dream, you know. Oh, yeah, of course. We got a car.
So the boys just playing a bit of, not bit of games, but heating it up here. This is a big one, obviously, boys, with the VD1NZ car, Pullenberry, pulling back and forth. I don't know what these guys are up to. They're both the South Auckland locals.
I would say they can't see the light.
Our starlight was also wiggling around. Like.
So maybe they're going, hey, what's going on with the start line? Or is it that someone wants to lead? Who was the highest qualifier? It was obviously Pullenberry. So
Dan PB was in 7th and Bailey was in 26th. But sometimes it is difficult to see the lights at the start line, and I see they were just repositioning it then, so may have reset for some reason there.
Can just hear Megan Foster, the marketing manager of D1NZ, and she's in the background playing race control tonight. She's cracking the whip. The boys are up to.
Making sure everything's happening.
She'll love that comment.
Yeah, while we're talking about Megan,
Daniel's
she
leading.
She needs to take a bow. She did a great job this year looking after us drivers, so it's good. Right, so we've got Dan PB in the lead. Must be because he's painting the line there.
Yep, Dan PB in the lead from what race controller said, out on the lead at the moment. Nice line here, giving a really wide open door for the chase car. Switched on through to the last outer zone 5 on the wall, the CRC wall. Beautiful lead there from the well, they're both in the S15. Dan should be in the VD1NZ one by the looks of it, and then Bailey in the VD1. Judges already asking for a replay from race control on that one, so they've got a replay in the virtual world. Unfortunately, not this round for the live stream world.
I'm watching this. I'm watching the my lag stream, and I can see a replay right now.
Yeah, it's a great thing about YouTube. You guys just toggle back, you know. So
yeah, he went ahead of him, I think. Chase just kind of went in front of him, and they just want to see what happened. You know? This is the stuff we'll be doing in the SRA.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
So
it was a pretty good battle.
In that role, Jesse, you're probably more looking for, rather than the wins and the epic leads, you're looking for the mistakes, right? So.
Yeah, you're just, all the story, like between the two cars, what happened, and that's, what, you know, like, because you just want to see them next to each other, and then when they're not next to each other, you're going to ask why.
Well, so Bailey didn't start that one. You saw there from Pullenberry, the light went green, and he put the accelerator down. He started through the back too. You can see it in the scrub box or in the start box here. Here we go again. Light goes green. Now we go. Bit of a hesitation there again from Bailey. We switch on through, full gas, those switches through out into the GT radial zone. Nicely done. Now is he going to open the door up for Pullenberry on the chase? Out at zone 2, done really nicely here. Moves out to outer zone 3. Nice battle here. Good lead here from Hanada, sorry. Switches through. Big decel there. Big mistake there from Pullenberry. Was that caused from Bailey though?
He's still there though. Wow. Come on, Dan, get it together.
On the break.
You don't like to see, you know. Oh, they're doing well though, both of them.
There's a bit of a wall touch there in the lead. It looked to me like there was a big snappy switch between OZ3 and 4, and it created a bit of a stall up there, which probably caused the issue with Dan PB there. But honestly, it was a bit tricky to see on the stream here, so we'll just have to wait and see what the judges say.
I'm gonna watch in the YouTube replay now. And I think it looks like Dan might have got shut out in that spot. Or maybe he went a bit hungry and just got a bit close to him and then shut himself out, really, by the looks of it.
Just watching the replay now with the judges as they analyse through. I'll put my mic right up to their commentator, see if we can hear anything from them.
just
Oh, there you go. Dave Stedman called it. Bit of an over-rotate there in the decel zone coming into outer zone 4 from Bailey, which stalled up Daniel Pullenberry. Whether that's going to be enough to give him the win will be the question here. Big wall hit coming out of outer zone 5 too, which disrupted the car for Bailey on the exit. Will it be enough, though, to push him through and take out one of the championship leaders, boys, is the question.
Not 100% sure. That over rotation there, I did call that, you know, is very difficult to try and come back from there as the chase car. Even in a real life situation, when you do get boxed out there from an over rotation, it's very hard to get yourself out of there. Even though the chase car has to give way to the switching lead car, when the over rotation happens, it just makes it so hard to get out of there.
And we'll make it official. So the judges called it. Good to see them analysing that. And the three wise men, Dave Stedman calling it from the replay that Daniel Pullenberry goes through to the top 16. So the championship stays alive for the man from South Auckland to get in the real world, just like his cousins. So Daniel Pullenberry through. Thank you, Bailey, for joining us again. We'll go to the next battle now, which is another championship title fight. John O'Gorman, ex-D1NZ competitor versus current D1NZ Pro Sport competitor Jamie Carr.
Also, Swarm Drift winner. Was he the Swarm Drift winner?
The invite comp that we did the other week.
Nah, last year's.
Oh, last year's comp.
Yeah, he won the wheel, didn't he? Yep, he's done a few comps. On 9 comp, he's
Yeah.
pretty well known in the sim world.
Yeah, he is, and a very good driver as well. Very calculated. You know, knows how to make the car work. And Jamie's actually been coming on his simulator as well. I don't know quite what happened here, to be fair, but
So I think it was, is it Jamie Carr? So
Yes.
Jamie Carr went into the box and then he reversed out. So whether he was choosing a different position right now, but the Australian is out in the lead at the moment. So no, sorry, it's not. It's Australian's livery, but it's actually Jamie Carr out in the car at the moment. So all sorts of weirdness going on here, boys. John O'Gorman in the S15 pulling out and Jamie Carr finishing the run. So it'll be interesting to see what the judges say here in race control.
I would imagine it's probably to do with being able to see the light potentially. Yeah, that was a bit weird.
He's not pulling back to the line either, which is, here we go. Oh, he's like, hey, what's going on? Come on, man.
Yeah, they'll be getting some instructions through the in-game chat about what to do here.
So something maybe to do with the server we're hearing here through race control. So I'd love
Quick restart.
I'd love for you guys to have, Rody, comms that we can talk to you. So straight, direct, once you've finished a run, be able to talk to you on the broadcast. Obviously, we had Warren Sear do that with Connor Halligan and his final after his little whoopsie. Had that phone call, but it'd be awesome to dial straight into you guys. Here we go. So they're back on the line.
I must be 10 seconds behind. Yes. Oh, damn it.
See the liveries on the bonnet there, so they back away again. Smile like Kyle, be like Biff, and then 324 forever. Levi Clark, obviously taken way too soon for us. I see that there's maybe potential rebirth on that car coming out. Quite often they bring it out for WTAC, so it'd be great to see if that comes back out on the bonnet of that livery. Try to see what is actually going on in race control here.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on here, but there's a bit of a practice lap done there by the looks of it. Exhibition lap. Good.
It's kind of like this in IRL, right? You're waiting around, wondering what's happening on the track. You're getting cold, you know. Say you got a camera in your hand and you're making sure that you got it on or you're ready to turn it on.
I'm not that up with the tech, mate. I've got to get someone else to do that for me. It's hard enough concentrating on changing gears and making sure I don't crash into anything. Definitely looking forward to some announcements for the new D1NZ season. We've got a serious amount happening off the track at the moment. Getting the car got a bit of a workover this year, so we're just going through making sure that we're going to have a championship-winning race car for this year.
Sorry, Rody there. So just got to the bottom of the root cause there. It was actually the start line lights were triggering. We didn't see it, but the competitors saying that the start line lights were having a bit of an issue. So they're actually just going to do a manual Willie 3, 2, 1 Manawave countdown. We don't have Willie this round there. We had him at Pukekohe. Oh, he's disappeared again. So we are going to go to a manual. So John O'Gorman, I think, now resets to the pit. Bit of technical glitch drama going on there. So John O'Gorman back to the pit now. Jamie Carr sitting on the line. But yeah, there was just some intermittent issues with the start line. So in fairness of that, we just said, look, reset, get back to the line, and we'll go again. But now we have a different issue.
Reverse. Yeah, we're doing reverse scrub skids. Interesting way to warm up the front tyres. But I can see that Jono qualified 10th and Jamie qualifying 23rd. So obviously Jono has asked Jamie to lead first.
That was pretty cool to see, just the amount of detail that goes into the cars. I don't know if you saw your screens then when it passed over you, but from one reason, big shout out actually to the guys at VDC, the Virtual Drift Championship, letting us use their car packs. The amount of effort that goes into building these cars is out the gate. Kiwi locals, Swarm, built just some car packs recently that have gone out as well. Jesse, you may know a bit more about that sort of side of the telemetry and quite a lot of work.
Yeah, most of it's pretty much the same as real life, you know. It's all modelled, but all working. Everything's all into working like a real car. It's all been graphic designed onto it and then made to work with the software in Assetto. So, you know, all the dimensions and all suspension and all that, it comes, pretty relative to RR.
So we keep getting John O'Gorman backing off the line here, so forward and backwards. Not quite sure what's going on with that, but hopefully we get the 3, 2, 1 Runawave Willie telling them to go, but for a chase car, he's quite far forward, Rody.
Yeah, but I think Jamie hasn't really pulled up to the line quite to where he should have either. So yeah, it's definitely a little bit weird.
All right, they're off. Here we go.
They're both away. All right, it's a pretty solid entry. There's a little bit of understeer there from Jamie in the lead, but he's managed to get through at his zone 2 and 3 really well. And it's just blown a little bit wide there on that switch between 3 and 4. So Jono's managed to catch back up onto the door there. Switching into that final wall ride. Oh, looked like the lead car got off the gas there, causing the collision. So yes, judges are going to have to sort that one out.
John OG kind of didn't really expect them to be there. But he was going to bite him off, right?
No, there is a small decel there into that zone after the switch, but it looked to me like he got off the throttle far too early, so that potentially was what caused the contact. But again, judges will just have to have a look into that. So I see Jamie's started really far back, but has left the line pretty much at the same time, so hopefully he'll be on him on the initiation here. He's just dropped into the pocket here now, so hopefully for the rest of the run here, doesn't get boxed in. Switch nicely there, he just needs to extend that out to get into that outer zone 4. It's a really tricky place on the track. He'll know from real life that he probably was a bit short there. Again, just trying to fire it into the wall. There's a good dive to catch up there, and he's actually just taken a slightly shorter line just to get that proximity back there. So overall,
he looked like he was coming into that last part. He was a bit mindful of hitting him. So
yeah, 100%. And I found when I was doing laps there today that the last half of that outer zone actually reflected. In real life, there's actually a bit of a like not a hump, but there's a bit of a sort of downward gradient. Yeah, there is on when you go into the zone, you kind of go up a little bit, and then you sort of go down the other side. There's a bit of a peak in the middle of the corner there, and you do.
Used to be a lumber yard, so it's quite.
Yeah, it's a bit of runoff there, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely.
It's not flat. It's not undulation.
No, definitely not. It'd be interesting to see how the judges call that.
There used to be a lumberyard, is why it was.
So my understanding is it's still getting used periodically.
As a lumberyard.
As a lumberyard, yeah. I'm not sure. Brendan will probably have to shed some light on that.
Sorry, I was just listening to the judges deliberate on that one. What was it, Roddy?
What's the primary use of the yard still? We were just saying about the fact there's a bit of a crest in that final outer zone there in real life, and I was saying that it felt like when I was driving on the sim that it it was a bit slipperier on the last half of that last wall ride, reflecting the fact that there is a bit of a downhill gradient into the barriers there.
Oh, 100%. It definitely played into the technicality of that racetrack. You came through on OZ1, and then you came up to it's quite a significant, I would imagine maybe half a metre to a metre raise. It goes directly up the guts of the park, down the centre. It's a big crown. And it goes the whole way, the full length. So when you come over that crown, it actually, when you go into the downside of it, it sucks you into the barriers, like you're saying, especially on right in front of the judges there. It sucked you down, and then again over the CRC last wall ride. So I caught a few of the drivers out in the initial parts of testing and practice. There was definitely, it was an logging yard, so there was quite a few different bumps right at this point right here. It definitely sucked you down into those barriers that were kindly supplied by Permacrete, local group down there. They were bloody legends, Sean Wilson and Corbin's fam, and then again on this side here to the rolling burnout. So it was a lot of back and forth between Joe Dirt, old one of our track legends there, of those that know follow D1, big bearded young man, and Sean and Whittaker, just getting the layout of the track the way that they felt was the most technical, using the undulations of the racetrack. So we jump into the next battle. The winner of the last battle was John O'Gorman. That went unanimous. So his title fight goes through into the top 16 as we move now on to our third position qualifier. Sean Law in the Toyota Supra Mark A90 Supra, and Johnny Latham, D1 Pro, out in lead at the moment. Car for car initiates through. Bit of a bobble there from oh no, Johnny, no, where are you going, Johnny? So that's a 10-0 at the moment. Sean Law's just got to finish this run out.
Yeah, he was really good in qualifying, and again showing here why he qualified third tonight. He's been very, very smooth and making it look easy. But in classic Johnny Latham style, you'll never be able to accuse him of not sending it. He's like that in his real car. Yeah. He's one of the nicest guys we've got in the pits, and he's got an amazingly turned out NASCAR powered BMW, and he's a great addition to the D1NZ field.
That's right. He was never going to be off the wall, you know.
Oh, definitely not, mate. And you can guarantee he'll try and be on the bumper here as well.
And that's what we like to see as drift fans, you know, just giving it all.
Mate. Even as a driver, you know, when you do get a wheel mark on your expensive doors and stuff, you kind of feel like that's cool because he was right there, you know, so it's all good.
Yeah. So the little battle scars that that end up being trophies.
Yeah.
And we got the lights going.
Yep.
We're off.
We're away. Johnny didn't blow the tyres off it down the straight, and he's driven really well onto the door there. Actually, a little bit of a waver, but he's still there. So he's putting some pressure on here. He'll get a nice
trying
transition.
To find a rhythm. So.
Yeah. Oh, he's just shot up the inside there. He didn't cause the two wheels off there from Sam. So
they kind of just waited for him. So,
yeah.
He was cutting. Yeah. Having trouble trying to get Johnny.
Yeah, well, see, when he's come round that final outer zone, that's where I reckon it starts to simulate that little bit of downhill lack of grip. He's just over-rotated it there, and I actually did that in practice with when there was a bit of patchy weather in Gisborne and in the real car.
Because you're throwing it like you got lock there, but it's slippery, so you don't have full lock, you know.
No, that's right. And if you're already limited by being on full lock there, and it starts to go downhill, the back end of the car will just beat the front end every time and end up with that over rotation.
Yeah.
So judges
watching a YouTube replay.
Judges, deliberated that one. And first of all, if you're a South Island company and you want to sponsor one of the nicest, most outrageous, epic cars in D1NZ, hit up Johnny Latham Drift, because we want to see this boy in D1NZ year on year. The style he brings. Pukekohe, he wanted to bring something to D1NZ, so he said, here, take the keys to Conor O'Sully and let him drive his car for the weekend. And you know, comes back and with nowhere near as amount as practice and just commits to the season. So Johnny Latham unfortunately didn't get the win on that one. Sean Law goes through on this one. So we jump into the next battle, and that is the battle of...
So we got AJ and Jaden in this one. So AJ out in front here. A little bit uncharacteristic of AJ there. He's missed a couple of zones there. He's still managing to keep it together, but he's definitely given Jaden an opportunity to get back on the door here. He's just shot out of OZ4 there, just driving up the inside there. It's a bit strange. I don't know whether he just couldn't keep it there on the
finding a hard
left
time mimicking his angle.
Yeah, but I think I think a lot of it comes back to not being able to get set because the lead car was a little bit offline in a couple of places, so it does make it a little bit difficult. It's going to be a hard one there for the judges, but they'll swap over with Jaden in the lead. So let's see what he can do. AJ does drive well under pressure, and he is not afraid to be on the door. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge for Jaden out front, because there will be pressure from AJ. He's very, very good at mimicking the lead car.
AJ Johnson can drive. He can drive all right.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He finished, pretty sure he finished third at the last round of VD1NZ.
Yeah. What was that, Brendan?
Just went sure on the lights. Oh no, we're off. Both boys are off. And I see that AJ's just given a bit of a pedal there.
With them. Getting it together. Nice one for these boys. Oh, he might have flicked a little early. A little too much, but he's trying to get in there. Oh no, he's with him. A little bit wavering from our lead. AJ hungry. He's tapped him. And I think he hits him into the wall. Did he hit him? I'm not sure. Tried to come a bit close, and it looked like he tapped him. That was a better run from both drivers.
Yeah, well, do you know what, we might need to run through a couple of apologies here, because I was just having a quick look at the drivers list in the battle tree, and I think that actually might have been Chad Whitehead and Liam McLean, not AJ and Jaden in those cars.
Oh damn! I see. Wow. So who was leading our last battle?
I know, Brendan, can we get a little bit of clarification there, cuz? I think that Chad Whitehead was driving the 13 and Liam McLean driving the S15.
So that was Chad leading that last battle, and
they would be chasing.
It was a good lead and a good chase from both those drivers. Both ones were. This thing about no graphics, right? Like no names, no.
Yeah.
I think we did. Oh, look at the lumber in the map. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we made it sound cool though. I guess that's important.
Yeah, we don't know who we're watching, but we're watching two cars. We know what we're watching. We just don't know who.
We were definitely watching two cars. Yep.
They were driving pretty well.
Yes, they were. It also means that potentially AJ wasn't muted, so he might have heard me saying nice things about him. I'll have to change that for the next one. But Brendan, do you want to come back to us with how the judging went on that one?
Who And are they in a chat with each other in the battle? They like how do you know how this works? With the,
I'm not 100% sure.
Discord?
I would say that they've been muted. There is a 6-in server, so they'll be
Yeah.
in their own, and then they'll be muted, I'd imagine.
Until they get the result, and then
Yeah, and then they'll get put back into the main chat.
Still deliberating there, Jesse. So just still deliberating, listening to the judges.
Right. Well, we were just having...
who was driving? I think we were calling the wrong battle.
Yeah. Brendan's gone quiet because I think we were calling
deliberating still. No, he's just finding what the thing is, the deliberation. I think he just come back to tell us quickly, you know.
I know more.
Yeah, I don't want to know who that was.
Liam gets the win on that one, guys. Liam gets the win. Bit of back and forth for the judges there. Didn't quite hear what the reasoning was, sadly, but Liam goes through for the top 16. So yeah, we're making our way through. We're punching. So we got two more battles. Is it 2 more battles in the top 16? Then we'll take a short advert break and let everybody reset and get ready for top 16. It's interesting across the world at the moment, you know, Drift Masters, Formula Drift, they all seem to do their parades and their introductions from top 16 onwards, you know, rather than top 32. But Brody, you said you checked out Drift Masters on the weekend. Besides Peter's crash, anything interesting you found on that one?
It was actually a really good meeting. I think much like D1NZ, the field has taken a massive step up in terms of the cars, the driving, the level of commitment, and just how the sport's evolving. So for them to see them back at Riga again this year, with absolute, you know, full commitment to the cause there. There's no real weakness in that field. We saw a couple of wildcard drivers come through and give everything a really good shake-up. You know, there's a couple of young guys, Connor Valvey, and I can't pronounce his name, the other young guy that he was up against in the top 8. You know, both driving really well, and it's going to be a bit of a pity for me because I'm a bit of a Dave Egan guy, but it was his last drive at Riga, and he had Laurie Heinen in first up. And it was such a cool battle to watch, and he never left anything on the table, so it was awesome.
Yeah, I missed that battle, but no doubt it was a barn burner. AJ Johnson just getting a bit of a collection there. He's sitting 3rd or 4th in the championship at the moment, and Jaden just giving him a little slight love tap there coming through. I think it was right in front of the judges' tower. So that I would imagine that would be a slight advantage there to the PS13 as we swap on over. Riga is definitely one of those bucket tick items if you follow drifting religiously around the world in the different championships. Lativa has such a strong drift community. Elaine sits on the Formula FIA Drift Commission, and they're so actively involved. That's where the Eurofighter was born, out of Lativa, with the HGK team. It's just such a strong drift scene over there.
Potatoes, but it's Latvia.
Latvia, and, sorry, my bad.
I knew what you meant. It's okay.
Yeah.
But we also got the previous battle names wrong. So we have obviously got AJ and Jaden here, and so Jaden will be leading up this time.
Yeah, Riga is a fast track though.
Yeah, definitely. Jaden has absolutely kept AJ. Oh, bit of a wall touch there. He's just managed to hold it together. It will be a deduction, but it's given AJ a chance to really catch back up again because there was a huge gap off the start. Hopefully Jaden can keep it together till the end of the run. AJ's right there in the chase and really starting to apply the blowtorch now.
Still rather clean lead.
It was a pretty clean lead. Just that little touch on the wall was. I don't know whether that'll cost him or not.
So, quick note. Obviously, Jaden Dubbin, he's out of Australia. He's one of the Australian competitors, and if you've got a chance, go check him out on his social media channels. Such a unique setup. He lives in the Australian bush. I don't know if he's on Starlink at the moment, but you know, would have been
Most probably.
yeah, it would have been epic to see him in that pointy end of the championship. I think AJ just played a little bit of a safe initiation and chase there, knowing that he had that potential advantage as he came through. All three judges scoring it unanimously to AJ Johnson getting the win on there. But Jaden, look, we've loved having you in the series coming out of Australia. Not qualifying as high as he had probably wanted this weekend, but true ambassador of the esport and sim worlds, always online promoting it. Check him out on the Next Gen Motorsport channels. I think he's got R31 he just built, and he's competing or wanting to compete in. So go follow that man. I think we're going to see a lot more of Jaden in the future coming out, and real unique character of Australian drifting. And that, I guess the other thing is so good about why we actually called it VD1 rather than VD1NZ is because we've had so many Australian competitors chime in and be a part of it. So thank you to all the different Australians that have come on board, and the beauty about, you know, technology these days and where it's going is the boys can be in the remote Australian bush in a
Still play.
and his setup is actually outside from what I've seen. So he's actually right now in the Australian bush outside on his Logitech setup, jamming Logitech G VD1. Doesn't get more true than that. Really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. One thing that I did see come out of that battle was, you know, it's okay to know that you've got a potential advantage going into your chase run, but it's very easy to get dropped, and you know the risk of an active chase is there. So you do need to be careful not to just drop off the back and just try and get around the track to finish your lap, because there is a potential that you can score a zero. So it's one thing for the people that are watching, if they're not 100% sure on it, to bear in mind.
Yeah, quick shout out again to Joe McDear. Me and him debated a lot about how big these scrub boxes should have been in Gisborne, and we're standing there, and you know it's a lot to go and paint a lot of lines over somebody's logging yard or tarsiel, but we opted for this, and these lines that you see is exactly what we had painted on there. You know, and thanks to Whittaker as well for allowing us to obviously go, hey, is this okay? And he's like, yeah, sweet as. It was really cool to see. Anyway, we move to the next battle. Enough jibber jabber from me, on to you guys.
So we got Brent Mason in the lead and Harley Mills in the chase here. Don't quite know what's happened.
Oh, what's happened? Yeah.
Looks like
Someone
potentially
didn't get off the line.
didn't get a light. Yeah.
Yeah. They I'm not switching to the outer car angle. Yeah, like to tell what's happening, because I just saw the lead car. Oh, this is, yeah.
So we got.
It's pretty crucial at the start.
Yeah, definitely, especially at a track like this, and there's obviously no chicane to slow the lead car down here, so the chase car really has to be on their game to not end up with that massive gap here and then trying to catch up in that first outer zone. That was a great entry there from Brent in the S15. There's really online. Did have a little waiver there through OZ2, which has given Harley an opportunity to catch back up, but he's actually created a bit of a gap again and is right on the edge of the circuit there. So that's what the judges are after. They're saying they wanted them 100 mil off the line. So heading into this final zone, looks like Harley's actually trying to catch up again. He's slightly shallower. There might have been a little bit of a wall touch in the lead there, but they can't accuse the guy of not being committed.
Slight straight line on maybe, but
well, it's kind of you end up driving relatively straight out of there. Anyway, it's like rolling burnout over the finish line, so you can afford to touch that wall up a fraction. It's if you get like straightened, if you get straightened past straight, so to speak, and you end up with the opposite, then you're going to get a zero. But if it bangs you into a straight and in a power skid over that last part of the zone, you're probably going to get forgiven then. We've got Harley in the so Harley in the lead here. He's done a mungie around those inside cones and he's created a decent sized gap here too. I see, you know, he's closing, but pretty much completely missed OZ2.
and that
A
was
little bit shallow, a little bit. Ooh,
Yeah.
he fended him. He gave him a John
Yeah.
Lovely.
He just got it straightened out because he got himself boxed a little bit there. Because he's offline, he's just chasing it all the way, and there's obviously a bit of contact that put Harley in the wall there, so it's probably going to end up being a 10-0 in that second pass, and to have a guess here, I'd say Harley will probably end up winning that.
Yeah, that's a big mistake.
Yeah, that's a huge mistake.
Straightening and then like almost bending the front nose up.
Yeah, just listening to the judges deliberate again and race control. Quite a few wall taps there on the lead run, right into the CRC wall ride. Those wall rides from Gizzy are actually still painted on those lines, sitting in Gisborne at the moment. I saw the boys, Corbin and Whittaker, went out for a jam yesterday, which is epic to see. Boys requesting to actually go back and look again. Last battle of the top 32, and then we're going to cut to an advert break after this one to allow the boys to reset the servers. Everyone to take a quick break and come back into the top 16, the main show. 7:50, so we'll be back about 8 o'clock once just after 8 o'clock once this finishes. While the boys deliberate between Harley Mills and Brent Mason. Harley Mills currently sitting in 20th position in the championship, both in the middle of the pack. Brent Mason sitting in 22nd, so not the pointy end of the championship. Definitely no real world life drive, but still some epic prizes thanks to Logitech G. There's the A50 gaming headset, the A20 gaming headset, the G522. The prizes they put up this year from Logitech G was, I think it was around 15 grand's worth of yeah, it was out the gate. So, you know, D1NZ, like a sort of through the container even. We didn't get anything out of the virtual series. You know, everything we do, it's our cost. There was no money from Logitech. It was all just for the drivers, for the prizes. So, you know, for us, it was about building the sport out and growing that transition from the virtual world into the grassroots and the real world of drifting. So big thank you, just a massive thanks to the team at Logitech G and everybody who's helped to make this series happen so far. So we just wait for the judges to deliberate. Still deliberating, as I hear in the background here. See if you guys can hear on this microphone. I'm always worried what they might say, knowing that there's actually nothing. No, they don't know that they're on live, so it's kind of one of those moments, hey, as the boys do some victory skids in the pits at the moment.
In the VD1NZ series, I would just get yanked from the judges' box on the mic, and then they'll be telling, what are you thinking? And so I end up had to like come up with an alibi every run just so I made sure that I was saying the right thing. And it was literally like, we made the decision and then, I'm yanked, and so I got to explain the decision. And yeah, sometimes it's like that.
There we go. Brent Mason gets the win. We were just waiting on Dave Steadman to get the win. Dave Steadman was just tossing up his input. So big thanks to our Drift King, Dave Steadman, Hydrolink Mimico, S14, that grand finale at Bay Park, you know, reliving the past, but it was a fairy tale moment for Team DSR at Bay Park. Dave and Adam going for it. We want to see these boys back again. So it's the silly season of sponsorship. It's the silly season of all the rumour mills. You see it in supercars, you see it in motorsport series all around the world. But hey, if you want to put your name on the side of a car, all our drivers need love and support. So get in touch with Dave as we get the high-rise Trust Tairawhiti H BlackBee Drift Park. So we've got our top 16. Hopefully the boys are ready for an advert break. Yeah, they are. Let's roll that. We'll be back shortly.
Kia ora, my name is Werata Kaki. I am a father of 2, soon to be 3, and I drive a Nissan Silvia 180 S6 with a 1.5 JZ. I'm from Gisborne, East Coast. For me, it's obviously my first time, so joining the series of D1NZ. On the track would be just driving with the other drivers to gain the experience or skill level. The round I'm looking forward to is the Gisborne round. Means a lot to me because it's hometown, and we've put a lot of work and effort into starting something there so that we can host a round like this back at our home turf. Most will know me as Gankes 14, but this year we've stepped it up to the old NDT 180 S6. Which is our pro level car, so I'd say that's a major upgrade from what we previously drove. I'd say it has the 1.5 JZ power plant, the TDI sequential stuff, Winters, BC 3-ways, which is massive compared to what we normally drive on.
GT Radio, experience ultra high performance.
Link ECU, let's get it!
We got the spiciest K series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20. So rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine. And then we're gonna add nitrous on top of it.
Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body.
I actually put an F824 in it.
B58, E46, Link ECU.
No matter what engine you have, it's a stock K24 or it's a 1,000-wheel 2J. Link ECU all day.
as Team Mimico, Team Hydraulic, the boys from the Bay, Dave and Adam launch off the line for one final time. The hands are out the window. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It has all come down to this. After 4 rounds, we are looking for a winner of round number 5. Is it going to be Adam? Is it going to be Dave? Both cars into gear, and here they come to the line, Cascade.
Right, here we go. Adam Davies initiates into the wall. Dave right there with him. Adam doing a good job being on the wall. Dave right there. What a run here by Dave. What a chance. What's he going to do in the transition here to come? Switches onto Adam. Wheels on track. Adam's doing a beautiful job on the outside zone there. And Landa, Dave right there on proximity again. What's he going to do on the switch here? How's he going to set up back onto the wall? The GT radio wall run. Guys, get on your feet. Dave. Dave gets some proximity on Adam Davies and off the finish line. How good? Mount Smart. Oh, Dave.
Are we going to get a result? Are we going to lock in? Was that enough for either Dave? Was it enough for Adam? They're going to put on a show. Ladies and gentlemen, stand and applaud for Team DSR. The boys are absolutely pumped.
Your winner of round 5, the 5th and final round in the D1NZ National Drifting Championship. He's going to love this. Adam Davies. Let's have a quick chat and then we'll do the official podium. I said to you earlier tonight, gee, wouldn't it be nice if you had a bit of luck? Mate, congratulations. A little luck's come your way. And pretty bloody good driving too.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like I got a bit lucky in a couple of the battles, to be honest. David Hunter obviously having a bit of a biffo, and Ben obviously making a little bit of a mistake in front of me. Would have been good to have a nice run all the way up, you know, but hey, the icing on the cake here is Dave and I getting to do it at home, just in front of everyone, you know. We've been waiting for this for 15 years, you know, and this is finally we get to do it here in our hometown. Words can't describe it. So.
All right, your Drift King in 2026 for the very first time. He's been a bridesmaid for too many times. He'll be presented the trophy by the defending Drift King, Luke Fink. Your Drift King in 2026 from Team DSR, Dave Stephen. Hold those trophies high, boys. Congratulations, you are the Drift King for 2026.
I'm going to struggle for words here, but the sponsors that make this happen, Mimico, Rex, and Adam, we wouldn't do this. We wouldn't be doing this. Napa, NMT Shipping, my business vehicle service centre, and everyone else that helps us out, you know, it's a crazy sport as you've seen tonight, and it's very, very expensive. So without these partnerships, it wouldn't happen. And as we've seen tonight, teamwork makes the dream work, and this team is, you know, no offence to anyone else, but we've got the best team. Okay,
now we get to the personal level. How does Dave Steedman feel right now?
I don't know. Honestly, it's way too early. I was not expecting this, to be completely honest. I've just come into this battle after battle and just, you know, like, see what happens and just have fun. And that's what I've had today, is a massive amount of fun. And to come out with the trophy, I was just icing on the cake.
Anyone personally you'd like to thank?
Andrea, my partner, my fiance, always supporting me. Love you, hun. I can't even see you.
Mate, congratulations, champion. Well done.
Just going to refresh that.
Welcome back. That's right. Trust Tairawhiti Gisborne, H BlackBee Drift Park happened this year. That is it in front of you. Built by Bodie Motorsport, we are here for the round 3 of the Logitech G Virtual D1 Drifting Championship. That's right, competitors Australia, New Zealand competing for the real life drive. And tonight what we've confirmed, the old school Toyota Supra with an A90 front. It's going to be epic. We are excited to get into it. Top 16, joined by none other than Rody Knowles, Rotorua's finest, and Whangare's finest, Jesse Bubba Hurks. We are into top 16. Let's have a look at the top 16 battle tree and how it's played out so far. Here we go. All right. Rody, what's the standouts for you there, buddy?
To be honest, I think Bradley actually drove extremely well in the top 32 against Jet Brewer. He just, you know, both of them actually showing that they're both out there to win. I mean, there was a couple of other, for me, standouts. I thought Vaughan Cook just made it look too easy. What else? And I actually also think that Brent Mason did a great job in his battle with Harley as well. So yeah, it's definitely going to make for an awesome top 16. Obviously some class guys in there: John O'Gorman, Dan Pullenberry, Sean Law obviously backing up his qualifying with a good performance there against Johnny Latham. Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Nice, right. So it is the off-season for the Real World D1NZ National Drifting Championship. Megan in race control. Scrub those cars. Let's get into it. We are ready to go for the top 16. All sorts of different things coming out in the off-season. I can't wait to see some of these. I've heard of lots of new partnerships with drivers, new cars, new setups, potentially new tracks. It all starts dropping over the coming months on the championship, and there's been from us here at D1NZ a good 2 to 3 year window planning going on. Often you'll find that you're working season to season, the economic climate right now, where to go, right, what are we actually doing with the sport for the next 2 to 3 years? And in 2028 it's 25 years for D1NZ. That is a milestone and we can't wait to get there. But right now we are into the first battle of top 16. We are away, boys.
Who's leading?
Actually got no idea.
Oh, nice initiation. Come off the line a bit, but finding his line. The lead driver was a bit struggling.
Might have to change positions in the house here.
So this Isaac Carroll versus Cameron Bonham. Cameron in the BMW E92. Isaac was the higher qualifier. He qualified number 1. So currently he is on the lead. So he chose to chase first by the looks of it. Yeah, we'd swap on over. Both in the Logitech G Virtual D1 liveries.
Yeah, I'm having connection issues too.
Yeah, mine's just gone to the pack again.
They're there together though. Must be.
Oh, there's a bit of a straight in there in the chase, unfortunately. Isaac Carroll out on the lead. Looks like he's going to have a slight advantage there from the mistakes in the chase. Thomas Bohama just walks in from Rebel Broadcast to stand over my shoulder to check if there's any lags or not. But no, we're good on the Oversteer TV front. Gotta say, big hello to Kenny Ruddle. Also down at home with the kids in Waipu tonight.
I tell you what, we're going to go next level technology here. I'm going to jump into my rig and come and take from there because it is plugged into the Ethernet rather than the wireless. So well, hopefully that will work a little bit better.
something that we're going to look at bringing in for the final round at Bay Park is live rig cameras. So probably chucking the broadcast boys under the bus here because I haven't spoken to them about it too much, but actually having the boys in their rigs live, coming to them. So something I've seen, we actually did it. I did quite a bit of commentary for Let's Play Live out of Sky Tower and many moons ago, and they actually just, you know, you had your web camera and it came to the rig where you're sitting right now. A lot of people take a lot of pride in their rigs, whether it's a Logitech rig or something else. You know, you see them out there and it's spent a lot of time. It's great to see the setups and cut live and have yarns to them. So we look for a winner on that one. Bit of a lag on the battle. Hear the judges deliberating in the background.
Almost like an in-car view.
Pretty much, dude. It was really cool. We ran the Ford Racing Series for Europe, and then we ran some different series here in New Zealand. And yeah, the people would actually jazz it up. You know, they'd put little sponsors boards on the side of their rigs where their web camera could see, or they'd do an overhead view of their screens. You know, that would pivot in the interviews.
And like people have all sorts of different steering wheels and shifters, and the way they design their rigs, actually quite cool, quite unique.
All right, so we get into the next part of the tree here, which is it should be Justin Lockerbie in the R35 versus Kane Bowles in the Toyota Supra. I think he's done the sneaky on the Pete Drever ABC Drift Kids livery there. If you've never checked out ABC Drift Kids, or you're watching at home and you're listening in the background to Dad, well, definitely check out ABC Drift Kids. It's a fantastic book that Dad should buy or Mum should buy you. Justin Lockerbie qualified in 9th position and Kane Bowles in 25. So Justin Lockerbie should be the one with the advantage here. We switch on through. Oh, a bit of a slight correction there, unfortunately, for Justin. Nice open proximity here. Nice open door, though, for Kane Bowles to close the door up. I got those ones switched around. Brady, you managed to get your reception there?
Yeah, mate, we're back.
We're back.
Right on. So yeah, no, we should be good to go now. So I'm sitting in front of my triples. This is a bit more like home. So hopefully we should be better here.
My stream's still lagging. I am on Wi-Fi though.
Just listening to the judges' banter in the background. It's
So I'm on the Ethernet now, so it should be fine.
Good. So we've got now. If this was the real world, we could say that this is Darren Kelly versus Mitch Lana. Or probably the last R35, or the only 35 we've seen, and the only Supra we've seen in the series at the moment. So we switch on over. Highest qualifier out in the lead.
So we've got Justin Lockerbie in the lead here, driving the R35. He's actually been driving that car really well this weekend. Looks like, again, painting that yellow line through OZ 2 and 3 there. Might have been just a little bit of a wall touch there. I wasn't quite sure what happened there, but he's back on the yellow line. There's a possible wheel drop at the start of the zone. But it looks like Chase car doing a great job keeping there, and he's just trying to get that dive happening back up onto the door. It was a really good finish to that run.
The telemetry is awesome. Having the old gearing and what gear they're in, and
yeah, it's good to see that he. It was interesting to see he dropped to 3rd in the chase position. Stephen Soul Customs on the back of that A90 Supra. Those that are new to the sport, old Soul Train, one of the OGs of D1NZ. You ever battled Stephen, Brody?
Yeah, I have actually. I've got some really old photos of him and I at the old Track 3 Taupo. Him and I battling together. I've actually got somewhere on a video that was filmed on some kind of potato of us. Yeah, of us actually having a crash right before the finish line there, and me driving out of it with his bumper still underneath my car. Right. In fact, that was the only time I've actually beaten Steve in the battle, and I ended up going on to win that day, so it was cool.
Was that in the ZM yellow 180 S6, was it?
Yes, that was. We were cutting edge back in the day there, mate, with that car. It was, it was very high spec back in the day. But when you compare it to the modern S13 that I've got, it's night and day.
The drone operator having some fun here. You got to give it to Donny with the detail, Curry construction on the wall there that they've gone through. So Justin Lockerbie gets the win over that one. Justin Lockerbie gets the win in that top 32 battle. All three judges unanimously calling Justin. Good opportunity though to thank everyone that was a part of the Tairawhiti round, Aratu Forest, who own the land down there. H BlackBee, Tairawhiti contractors, Sam and the team at Curry Construction, they really came to the party with all sorts of gear. Permacrete, the boys down at Permacrete with all the concrete. Gisborne High Abs, Port of Gisborne, even Gisborne High Schools, they sent all their grandstands from the school to there, and Lance and the team went along with the cars to Gisborne High School and got involved. Awapanui Speedway, Sean Wilson jacking all the grandstands up from there, literally being brought out from the speedway. Gisborne Dukes Carriers, inline marking. Oh man, the amount of painting that they did. They came, they swept the track, they painted the track, they came back, they swept the track, they painted the track every night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they painted some of the walls as well, and all just to see it happen in Gisborne. There was no charge there, inline marking. If you ever need marking and anywhere in the East Coast, those are the people to hook it up, and Gisborne Limited, Sean and Corbin. Anyway, leave it to you guys for the battle.
Right, so here we go. We've got
also the Gisborne Mayor
with Banger and Leon Smith here in the chase. So these guys are both pretty good drivers in their own right here, and Vaughan's showing why he's going so well at the moment in VD1NZ. So out in the lead there, painting those first few boxes and opening up the door for a really solid chase here from Banger.
Wow. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, it just came out of the throttle a little bit, coming out of OZ4 there, and just having to play catch up a little bit. So probably just a slight advantage there to Vaughan. That was a pretty solid lead run.
Yeah, I see there.
Yeah.
Solid lead run and solid chase. But that's what you're seeing, right? Is the level, as these boys get in the competition, the level just gets tighter and tighter.
Yeah, definitely. And competition experience and competition battles are way different to when you're just jamming with the boys too. So it'll be interesting to see how Vaughan goes here in the chase. He's going to leave the box a little bit early, but he is going to get gapped a little bit here by Banger, so he's going to have to play catch up a little bit. So he's throwing it in pretty solidly. Can't afford to go past the A-pillar there. So that front wheel's basically the farthest he can go forward. But he switched in there nicely, and he's made a dive back onto the door here. But Banger out front there, just making it easy for him with a solid lead run through OZ4. They're both absolutely on the limit. Vaughan must have had a little bit of a touch on the fence there that shot him out there. That was a pretty solid lead from Leon Banger Smith there, so it'll be interesting to see how the judges call that.
As the Team OCD boys out of Australia, is that what I'm seeing on there?
Yeah, there's a few of them from Australia. There's also a couple of us from New Zealand as well. So there's Spence, he's OCD from here. Luke Chop, he's from local guy from the Mount. It's obviously Brad and I. It's a good team of us between the two countries.
But an Anzac spirit.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, 100%.
Always good to see the grand final in just being on Anzac weekend. Hopefully we see the same thing come out again. So Vaughan sitting in 4th position for the Virtual Drift Championship, and I think Leon in 8th position. Judges locking in the scores. Battle Tree's locked in. Leighton scores it to Vaughan. Dave Stedman calls it to Vaughan, and Aaron calls it to Vaughan. So Vaughan Cook will get the win on that battle. It goes through.
Yeah, that was.
Just had a better lead run, eh?
Yeah, I think it was all going to come down to the lead run there for sure. Vaughan was very smooth for the most part. So there was just that little touch in the chase from him there, and I think obviously potentially his chase was still better.
Next battle up is Keanu Askew and Spencer Price, the Corvette and the BMW. These boys, whereabouts are these boys from, guys? Do you guys know?
Spencer's from Australia.
No, Spencer's from here in New Zealand. He actually does a little bit
your
of
crew, eh?
Yep, and does a little bit of work for Guy. And Keanu also like.
These guys have online names, Brendan. You know, some of these have like pretty big names online.
Yeah, it was one thing that keeps throwing out the broadcast guys is the gamer tags versus the real names. So Spencer's sitting in fifth in the championship at the moment. So you know, he's still in for a shot. About 50 points off the lead at the moment. So 2 wins could still see some of these guys coming through and being in the real world scenario. Keanu currently sitting a bit further down the table, I think, in 18th position. So Spencer's definitely the one with it all to lose here. This could be a championship implications on that one of those steps come the final podium.
That's a funny looking. I was going to say it's a funny looking Corvette that we're following around, but it's obviously Askew's car with his livery on it. So yeah, Askew on the lead here and Spence in the chase.
Just call him Spencer Field.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't jump onto the bonnet of that BMW though.
Really cool how you can actually see the graphics here. Who's gonna chop a gear and disappear first? Just waiting. Here they go. The lights go down and it goes green.
It's interesting to see Askew sitting back in the start box there. I don't know whether it was to see the light or whether it was a tactical advantage, but he's managed to get out front there and fill OZ1 really well. It's a slight adjustment there, but it's allowed Spence to catch back up on him through OZ2, and they're both really nice through OZ3 there and through the switch into 4. Spence has just had a little bit of a dive onto the inside there just to get some of that proximity back, and he switched early there to get on and get a nice dive in there and get set onto the wall there for the final wall ride, and they're both looking really good through there. That was actually a really, really solid lap from both of them. And these two guys actually do a lot of driving together. You know, we're all often in the same servers and, you know, running the same comps and all that kind of thing. So yeah, it's definitely you can tell they do a lot of driving together. And I see SU started a long way back in the box there, so they pretty much crossed the start line together, which is going to put them right on the door on the entry here. Bit of a dive to the inside of the track there from Askew. I'm not quite sure what happened there. There's a bit of a handbrake pull and he lit it off and it shot to the inside there, but he's back on door and looking solid heading into OZ4 there. It's a real tricky zone not to just like fire a wheel off the back of it and create a bit of a disadvantage. But I see Spence just must have had a bit of a wall touch there, but he had a lot of angle going through there. The door opened right up so the chase car could get in there. That's probably one of the closer battles of tonight, and it's going to be a hard one to judge.
Yeah, Mr. Aaron Habib in the actual judges tower right now going, how do I judge that? So he's definitely on the same page as you there. Slight wall tap from Keanu coming out of the section, but both did exceptional leads, just allowing that chase to be really smooth. I think Keanu's lead was probably just that much. There was a bit of a bobble from both drivers on the initiation on the second pass. Really cool to see the speed as well, 156 kilometers per hour coming into outer zone 1 for Keanu on the lead, but a bit slower on the chase on the second pass, but really good. One of probably the best battles I've seen tonight.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'd agree with that. It's when it's funny. I've been practicing at Pukekohe over the last week or so, and sort of tuning the car for that track, and my entry speeds are just about on par. I'm probably 5k an hour faster on the sim than I was in real life, and yeah, it's definitely quite a good reflection, real life to simulator. So I'd be interested to see when we get back to Gisborne, hopefully in the future, how fast we are shooting into that first outer zone.
I'm going to pause you there. We've got a bit of a split decision, one judge to punch. So Leighton, who currently calls it to Spencer, Dave Steedman calls it a OMT, and it's a OMT, because Aaron calls it an OMT as well.
Yeah, it'd be good to get some clarification from Dave there on that call if you can, Brendan. That was it was a pretty tight battle. It's be good for the people at home to sort of be able to understand why that's going again.
Yeah, so just he's saying just a little bit wobbly on the lead, which threw Askew off just slightly, but each had their own mistakes. So we reset and we go again. The countdown, 3, 2, 1, and we go again. Keanu now out on the lead. Can he do the same exceptional lead that he did previously? Big switch in there, 153 kilometers an hour into the GT Radial OZ1. Nice smooth arc there, beautiful for the chase car. Comes out to outer zone 3, switches on through. Here comes the decel zone. Nicely done, synchronized there. The boys doing an exceptional job. The VIP frames in trusses out of zone 4. This is a good battle. Good lead, fluid, nice. Closes the door now, locks on the 90 degrees, and that just allows a little touch. I am here. Whoosh.
Yeah, that was honest. That was a great battle from both drivers there. The little touch on the wall, resulting almost looked like a slide over rotation from Askew there in the lead, and then a touch from Spence to put him back on the line. I think if Spencer wasn't there, potentially he would have over rotated. So he's gonna know that in the car, and he's gonna have to put the pressure on to try and win this battle. It's gonna be awesome.
Let's try to sneak into the judges' chat and see if they're saying anything in the background there. We'll put the mic up there. No, Megan Foster says send the cars.
Cool. I see Askew starting back in the box again, so he's going to leave early. There we go. So he's about a car length behind where he was when he left the line last time, but he's managed to pedal it, and he's right there on the entry.
Wow.
He's just had to pull a little bit of angle out because he's a little bit shallower in the chase than what Spence was through that one. But they're both set up nicely to get into OZ4 there, and they've just both settled into the rhythm now. So I'd say he's going to switch early here to try and fire it onto the door. There we go, there from Askew. And Spence is just absolutely laying down a heater in front there. What a run from the boys.
Yeah, man, that was wild.
Yeah, maybe they should have made a decision on the first run, because that one's probably going to be even harder to judge.
See the judges rewinding their Assetto Corsa back to have a look, and you're right, Keanu hanged back a little bit there on the run-up. As they switch on through. Definitely, as Megan Foster just said in the race control, flip a coin. I think you're just going to be trying to score. If you were sitting in the DSO room right now, Jesse, who would have made the most mistakes in your eyes on that one?
It's hard to tell, but it would have been just diving early. It would have been the one, and then wavering in the lead. Those are your two biggest things. Straightening up, at your angle. In your proximity, well, that comes into play when you're that close. How fluid you are, and how much room you allow for the lead driver, and that's basically it.
So the other part that comes into play here in race control is it's a one more time, right? So you can't have another one more time.
Yeah, so you have to pick a winner. Yeah. Also,
don't know if Dave Steedman can hear me. I can hear him chatting in the background. Dave, who do you reckon, buddy? Oh, he's gone quiet all of a sudden. Boys just watching a replay in the background here on who definitely made more mistakes than the other. It's just a bit of a tipping scale. A couple of little taps there from Keanu in the chase. Then it comes back to, okay, like in real life, who's got the dabs, who's got the left foot braking, who's who's wailed on the handbrake just maybe a bit more, who's touched the wall a little bit more. I'm gonna,
that's pretty much it. Yeah, you're just balancing it. You're weighing up.
Rody, what do you think of technology into the sport at the moment? Do you think D1NZ should be adopting something like Wally Drift? Obviously Drift Masters had it a couple of years back and they were using it as a judging aid, and then a lot of other series have adopted it. Now Formula Drift's actually adopted it as a fully integrated judging system for qualifying. What are your thoughts on it? Would you like to see it as a fully integrated thing like Formula Drift? Or?
It's definitely a bit of a double-edged sword there. I think that it, as an aid, I think it definitely has its place. But it to be the be-all and end-all, I still think if you look at Drift Masters as a perfect example of how 3 really qualified judges can make decisions based on what they're seeing with the tools at their disposal, I think that's still, in my opinion, the best way to have it. I guess if you retrospectively look at it with the sim side of things, it's very difficult to hide from any of the inputs. It's more just the fact that when you're using it for wheel drops and line judging and what have you, I think it's good for the telemetry side of things, so you know who's on and off throttle, which causes mistakes and that kind of thing. I think that's probably pretty relevant.
More so for line too, because line is pretty important, and you literally see exactly where they are. So it's good in that.
Just going to quickly, so Spencer Prize, sorry, apologies on the pronunciation, got the win out of that one. It wasn't unanimous, but we go into the next battle.
So we've got Ben O'Donnell here. Versus Jet Brewer. So obviously Jet coming through his top 32 battle to take this one. I'm looking at the wrong screen.
We're ready. Oh, pretty close.
Bit of a touch there, but I think that was due to a bit of a waiver coming out of OZ4 there. So yeah, Brewer really putting the pressure on there in the chase, and a little bit of a touch on the door. The old handshake on the way through there.
Are you known for a little bit of a handshake now and then at the end there, or is there one particular driver that handshakes you more?
Well, you definitely want to leave those little marks there every now and then. I managed to crash into Luke Fink just about everywhere I go, so yeah, it's kind of just one of those things. As I say, they're like trophies or discussion points after the event's finished. But we've got Brewer out here in the lead, and he's looking super stable there. Look at the black marks just going along that yellow line. He's right on the edge of the zone and making it look easy. And definitely like leaving the door open for the chase car to have every opportunity to be on the door there. Just looks like it's just got it buried in the wall there. It looks great with both of the Team OCD liveries on those cars. I'm going to leave that one up to the judges, but probably, if anything, I think young Jet Brewer is probably going to have the edge there.
The little bit snaky from the Corvette.
Yeah, it was like it was a lot of on-off throttle, or using the left foot brake too aggressively in the chase there just makes the car sort of squiggle around there.
Pull the front, then he's just pulling the front around, and then he's trying to whip the back out and pull the front around.
Yeah, it's one thing about the left foot braking in the chase. You have to be like really
soft.
Good. Yeah, you have to be really good at it to make it look really smooth. Otherwise, it can tend to make you look quite wavy in the chase.
Make it look like you're having a hard time out there rather than you. And I think like the driving style, you know, like some boys really like their left foot brake, so they load their car
All right,
quite
so
well.
we got a winner, man. We got a winner, and the winner is Bets on
Jipra for me.
Jipra gets the win.
Yeah.
Definitely the highest sitting in the championship at the moment out of the two. So this one's the big one. This is the one that could depict, is John O'Gorman coming back to drive in a arrive and drive, or is a newcomer, Pullenberry, coming in an arrive and drive? Because both of these two are at that pointy end of the championship. You know, you've got Pullenberry sitting on 177 points and John O'Gorman at 156 points. So, you know, it replicates the real championship. The rules and regs replicate the real championship. So John O'Gorman probably wants the win. Well, both of them will want the win out of this one. Who is going to take it? Who is going to get the leapfrog coming into the grand final to be able to come out next season and have a jam in a rebuilt, ground up Mark A80.8. I don't know what we're calling it. I think we're going to call it an A80.9. I don't think anyone's done it yet. But anyway, Rhodey, take this one away, buddy. This is going to be an epic battle for championship implications.
Yeah, both of these guys have been driving amazing in other respective comps this year as well as this one, so it's definitely going to be awesome. So keep an eye out here for Dan Pullenberry in the chase. Obviously, John OG is doing a massive job here in the lead. It looks super smooth, allowing Dan PB to be there. There's a huge switch in behind, a nice dive onto the door, but looked like the John OG might have dropped a wheel there, and Dan PB would have followed suit there because he's actually mimicking really well. Into the final zone here, and it's just on door. What a lead and what a chase.
Solid driving.
Yeah,
awesome lead
man.
from
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the lead was just about spot on. So yeah, definitely reflective of how they're both driving. But guess we'll see what the second pass brings. That neither of them will leave anything on the table here. You know that Dan PB's going to fire into out of zone one. So they leave the line here. Jono's just jumped him, and he'll have to get back on the gas again. Hopefully he doesn't get gapped here. That was a great recovery after jumping out early there. He's just got a little bit of a gap here that he's managing, but hopefully he gives himself some room to switch here out of OZ3. A nice dive back on the inside to set himself up here for 4. And both of these guys, check it out. This is what we wanted to see. You know, this could well be a final battle, so to speak. You know, like both of them are driving extremely well. Both of them online and very little wheel adjustments or anything. That was great to watch.
Yeah, so that was Pullenberry on the lead on that one.
That was, yep.
Yep. I'm not sure. Sorry, I thought you caught it the other way around.
No.
Very.
John was in the chase.
Yep.
Mirror run. Very mirror run.
Yeah. There wasn't much between either runs there. I definitely wouldn't be surprised to see this go home too.
Yeah, just watching.
Kind of similar mistakes, I guess.
Yeah, it was, and to be honest, you know, very similar driving styles. They both drive fully committed, and obviously both very good in their own right. So, you know, it's always going to come down to the smallest of errors that's going to determine the decision.
Who was actually online? Who was actually at the zone?
Know, just those the small adjustments, or you know how accurately the chase car was mimicking the lead car,
or who held the line better. Because sometimes, you know, they're both on the line and both runs, but one just held the zone better, just filled the zone.
Yeah,
Little
sure,
things there, you know.
And it's funny because I didn't really see either driver really leaving any of the zones early, or you know, getting them late, or not being too shallow.
Timing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're both fast runs, so like both on max speed, you know.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to potentially time some of the slower runs.
Just watching the judges watch the lead for lead, chase for chase, and you know, minimalistic, like minimal amounts of mistakes here on John's lead. Coming out of Ozone 3 through the switch and the decel where they come into the VIP trusses wall, there might have been a little something there. Oh, look at that. Even got the stylo helmet, the fly through from the drone, PB spec, epic details there. So really cool to see these VD1NZ cars in the series and the boys going hard. So the judges deliberating at the moment. It's definitely a tough call here because they know that this is, you know, potentially who's going to win the championship. And there we go. You hear it from race control. It's a one more time for the boys. So they're just going to reset and go again.
Yeah.
Well, I figured because John has already got a car, you know.
It's one of those things, though, that you can't, even though he's driven in that, you got to just forget about that, eh? And just, I mean, it's the fairy tale, like. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky to get to watch these guys again because that was pretty good to watch. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if I can't remember who was the high qualifier actually, to see whether they have a change up and chase first or not. Who was so we had a 7th and a 10th.
Yeah, so John's going to lead. So John's in the lead, and who was the higher qualifier? Pullenberry was 7th, and John was 10th. So yeah, Pullenberry's chosen to chase first.
Yeah, I think it's a cool option to have. It's a bit of a psychological advantage. It's a potential tyre advantage. So we'll see how we go. So John O.G. with a bungee type entry in there and just gets all his own ones super smooth and created a couple of car lengths gap there. Dan dived back up onto the door now. He's going to have to give him a gap to switch here. Beautiful mimic and switch in behind there from Dan PB. Right on line. A little bit of a waver there, but it looked like it potentially was caused by a small off-throw there by John O.G. Rather than a potential mistake there by Dan. I'm not sure. But man, what a run.
That was sick. That was sick.
Yeah, it was real cool.
Wow. Tell him even closer.
Yeah.
So we go to sudden death though, right? The judges have to make a decision. There's no.
Yeah, I bet you're there hoping for an over rotation or something here to make it easy for them.
Here we go. Lights count down. Green means go. We switch over John now on the chase.
Yeah, Dan PB in the lead here, and he's done a similar sort of entry, and he's just created himself a little bit of a gap there, and it's made John try to dive up on him. But he is, John O.G., a little bit closer through that first and second outer zone. Not quite as nice of a mimic there, so kind of not mistake for mistake, but certainly things to look at from either driver there. But coming into the final zone here, look at Dan Pullenberry just on the wall, smooth as you like, and John O.G. just matching him line for line. Man, I am glad that I am not Dave, Aaron, and Adam.
Well, we've got some good people in that tower today. You know, they've got all that real world experience that we have now. If we look at the lead for lead and the chase, the judges are just going to actually watch a quick replay now of Mr. Billy, who was our CRO and our driving standards at our events. He's actually been controlling the replay system and helping the judges behind the scenes today. Watching what they're watching on the screen right now. Pullenberry was really quick out the gate versus when John was out the gate, it was a bit slower, and there's a big angle there from Pullenberry when he initiated into outer zone 1, outer zone 2, outer zone 3. We're all fluid. The guys are pretty much door to door. John switches on back through. When they come to outer zone 3 where the VIP frames and trusses wall is, Pullenberry just pushes a little bit deeper. Now, I don't think it was a wheel off, but it was close to it. But then when they come into the CRC wall zone, Pullenberry is deep, and John just shallows out just ever so slightly, but then gets back in the pocket. And we're talking minute details. They were both just on the limit delivering, and this is why they're first and second in the Logitech G Virtual D1 Championship at the moment. I will see if I can just bump up the judges' conversation here. Hopefully they don't say anything over ear that's going to murder us. So we listen in to the judges. Let's see what they have to say. And they are live on air. Here's an FYI.
What's my beat on?
I feel like Dan gave him more.
Fucking tell me about it.
Well, I might actually bring them back down after that.
Well, I feel like just watching the replays, I feel like Dan PB gave John more room, you know, and John didn't take it as much. Just from watching, like Dan PB had was real wide for him, you know, and then John just didn't.
Guys, you're live on the airways here. I just I thought I'd ask Dave Steedman. Could you just tell me maybe who you called, who got the win, and why?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, mate, we can hear you.
Sorry, mic problems. I did call John. My screen is saying the wrong thing there. There we go. Yeah, I did call it to John on that one. It was incredibly tight. Very, very difficult. If I had my way, I'd go one more time again, but we're not allowed it. John's chase was just a little bit cleaner. Yeah, there really is nothing in it. Those boys are really singing tonight. That was a finals battle just then.
Epic, Dave. And hey, man, it's so awesome to have you in one of the hot seats. How are you finding it tonight?
It's pretty stressful, man. These guys, it's only the top 16, and these guys are throwing down hard. It's some epic driving. It's really cool to see.
Nice. Well, we'll let you get back to it. So, Daniel Pullenberry, that was a championship points. Obviously, they're first and second in the championship at the moment. And, John, that means it gets ever so closer for the grand final at Bay Park, pending where Pullenberry ends up tonight. So, John goes through. Thank you, Dave. We'll let you go back to what you guys are doing. We'll catch up with you a bit later for a conversation. Look, we've got technology. We've got the judges. Box. They've got these cool things in Discord. I'm just going to play some buttons for you guys live on here. At the moment, so different soundboards they've got. Listen to this one. Oh, that's a BMW. That's horrible. Yeah. No offense, Aaron. That's it's enough. No dig at the BMWs there. Anyway, we box on. Box. So, what do you guys reckon about that call, Rody?
To be honest, like I always said and always maintained that they have definitely the better tools and the better angles to make those calls. So I'm sure that they would have made the right call, but it was definitely tight. And hats off to Jono for taking the win.
All right, so we go to the next battle up here in the and it was unanimous. All three judges called it to John O'Gorman on that one over Pullenberry. So just looking at the battle tree there. Next battle up, we've got Sean Law in that A90 Supra. He'll be sitting on the left side. He's actually stolen Dante's Huggy Pit livery versus Liam McLean in the, I think it's the S15. Yes, the 2J S15. Yep. So two 2Js. It's going to be the A90 or the S15. Highest qualifier was Sean Law in third position, and Sean has chosen to chase. Here we go.
Yeah, so Liam was our 19th qualifier, so leading out Sean here, and he's really has given him a decent gap here. It's a really solid entry, heaps of angle, and because of the level of the angle, Sean's actually been able to chase up onto the door with less angle to gain that proximity back. This is actually a really solid lead run here. If he can make it through to the end, in my opinion, there'll be an advantage. Because obviously with the gap at the start and the shallow angle to catch, so hey, look, that was a great lead there from Liam. It'll be advantage Liam in my opinion.
He kind of lost it there on the end there, so he kind of made it hard for himself. His dives were good in that, but I just suppose you can't really see the control when you don't keep it together.
Yeah, hard out. Yeah, here's an example of where no chicane for the lead car just creates a bit of a gap. So again, there's a huge, probably 10 car length gap on the straight down. So it's taken to OZ3 to get some of that proximity back, but it still means you're diving and having to shorten the track to try and to keep catching up, but all of those dives you make do slow you down as well. Oh man, looks like Liam might have got the lotto ticket there with some wall contact, and I would say a 0 in the lead there from Sean Law.
Yeah, straighten them out a bit and goes into loose and hits again.
Yeah, that would be a 0 in the lead, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely. He his rear hit and then his punt came around and full straightened. So.
Yeah, so realistically, Liam only had to finish the chase run because his lead was pretty solid.
Right behind. He was right behind the finish line, so he kind of made it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, like in the start, he had to cut the track to catch up, and so it was kind of looking like the chase, or was already struggling, but then as he hit the wall and kind of gave it away.
Yeah,
the chase
and we said earlier, once you have a touch on the wall there, it's pretty ruthless. It's that they don't just sort of slide along the wall or fold in. If you get a decent amount of the wall, it does flip the front of the car around like that. So I know I'm not the judges, but that'll be a pretty straightforward decision for that, and we'll probably see Liam going through. And he was our 19th place qualifier, so it shows that you can do it from anywhere in the field, and it shows the depth of the field tonight.
Yeah, that's it. It's still a mixed bag of goods, Everyone's to be respected. There's no one to be underestimated because you definitely get someone driving out of their skin any point of the table, really.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you have a look at top 32 battles. You look at Brewer and Bradley. Bradley had a 1 in qualifying, and then came out, and realistically, I think that was a pretty close battle between those two, and it could have been anyone's. And obviously, the judges decided to go with Brewer on that one. But again, from all but the top qualifier to someone who scored a 1, they can still turn it on once the visor gets pulled down. So have we had a call on that one, Brendan?
Yeah, sorry, I was just playing in the judges chat there, just getting confirmation on who called what, and I think it was pretty obvious that one. Who would you guys have called for that?
Yeah, for sure. So I would have said
was in the chase.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Liam got the win. No, I'm not calling the judges out on commentary at all. They all got the right call, which was Liam got the win. So you hit the wall, and that CRC wall ride claimed so many victims, like we said earlier in the broadcast. It's just you come over the crest, and it's right in the middle of that wall ride. In real life, it's got a massive undulation, and then it just sucks you into those bumpers, into those walls. So anyway, we
it's pushing you into the wall, and it's like straightening you into the wall.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't really afford to hit it.
Right, so we've got AJ and Brent here. So AJ has chosen to lead this time around. He was the higher qualifier in 6th place, and Brent Mason qualifying in 22nd. So here we go.
Do you think maybe he wants the tire grip?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, he's normally really good in the chase, so potentially he's thinking he needs all the best tire he can for his lead run against Brent. So, if he's hardly even made a wheel correction for those first 3 zones. It was quite a big stall up there from AJ in the lead. And again, Throsy 4 was a little bit slow, and I wonder if that's caused Brent to jump out of the pocket there like that. But in terms of a lead run, if you were scoring line, that was a near on perfect lead from AJ there. So it'd be interesting to see
I think Brent's not enough angle. He's not putting on enough angle, and then that's kind of catching him out. He's going into him, and then he's trying to pull out of it, but he doesn't want to hit him. He's just not.
For sure. Well, I guess we'll see on this lead run You know, whether he just wasn't putting enough angle on in the chase, or whether he's just driving the car with a lot less angle. You know, depends on how he has it set up. I know AJ does drive with a lot of angle. We know he's the king of backers.
In the chase, it's quite hard for him in the chase, but in his lead, he'd probably be, you know, on lock a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and that is where he likes to drive it. He's not afraid to chuck it at the zones, and really stick the angle on, which means in the chase, obviously, you have to mimic that, or it does make your chase very difficult.
But, I did say he didn't put on enough angle, but it's like he wasn't coming on power once he had angle, and that was catching him out. You know, it wasn't there where he thought it would be, and watching the replay, that's funny.
Yeah, the S15, I did find a little bit difficult to drive. You had to be really wringing its neck to keep it on boost too. So there's a bit of a wheel drop there and a bit of a funny shaped arc there from Brent in the lead, but AJ's managed to hang it in there. Yeah, that was I think that started 3 zones before he actually hit the wall there. He was just offline, and he just managed to get through OZ2 and then make that wall contact. So that was a good drive there from AJ. And yeah, I guess we'll see him go through to the top 8.
He was having trouble with his car.
Yeah. I think we both knew that it was just him. Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I would. AJ scored through with the victory there.
Yeah. Oh, bro, you on the sheets, mate. Ooh. We got it. So yeah. Oh, hang on. Have we had the judges yet score? So you 3. No, not unanimous though, by the looks of it. Leighton scored AJ Johnson. David calling AJ Johnson, or Dave, I should say, and Aaron calling Liam McLean. So Mr. Habib, Prince Habib, is calling somebody else. But anyway, 2-1. AJ gets the win. So on that note, we'll leave for a second because we're coming up to the top 8. Stand by. We'll have a quick break. That's time to go to the bathroom, get yourself a drink, and we'll be back for the top 8. Catch you soon. 3 minutes.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Link ECU, let's get it.
We got the spiciest K Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20. So rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine. And then we're going to add nitrous on top of it.
Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body.
I actually put an FA24 in it.
B58 E46 Link ECU.
No matter what engine you have, it's stock K24 or it's a 1,000 wheel 2J. Link ECU all day.
think he's doing like a feature.
All right, welcome back to the Logitech G VD1 Series. Australia, New Zealand competitors battling it out here. Gisborne, that's right, the Tairawhiti region hosted us for the first time ever, and we look to go back in the 2026 to 2027 season. We wait for all those announcements to come over the next couple of months. Joined in the commentary box is Jesse and Rhodey, but before we do that, I want to have a quick chat with the man that has a beautiful profile picture in the judges chat at the moment, and it's none other than our 2026 D1NZ National Drifting Champion. The first time, the glory, the wonderful fairy tale ending, Mr. Dangerous Dave. Welcome back. How are you?
G'day, how you going?
Okay, good, mate. Good. So, you know, you're in the hot seat tonight, but let's just rewind a couple months back to that fairy tale ending. What did that mean to you guys? To Rex, to Adam, to yourself, to your partner?
Yeah, I think that word really sums it up the most. You know, it's been what we've dreamed of, getting Team DSA, Adam and I, into a final for 1-2. You know, we've had lots of third and fourth battles, and you know, many top 32 battles and all that sort of crap. So to finally get up onto the 1-2 spots, yeah, it really was a fairy tale ending. And to do it in the final at our home round, you know, Bay Park. Yeah, it was pretty surreal, pretty awesome.
I look at the way that you guys operate as a team and the energy that you have. Obviously, you know, you drive the car, but behind the team that we didn't get to see through the season, is there, obviously, you know, there's the partner. Who else makes that team what it is? Because it's such a fantastic vibe when we see you guys out on camera.
Yeah, well, obviously Rex, we wouldn't be doing any of it if it wasn't for Rex. He literally shares our passion. He loves the sport as much as we do, and he's a real driving force. But that's what it's all about. This silly sport that we do, you know, it's all based on passion. We just love it so much. We jump in the car and I still get the chase. We'll have a decent battle, you know. It's just so much fun, and that's why we do it. It's what makes all of the hard work worthwhile.
Yeah, it's smiles for miles down in you guys. But even when you lose a battle, you know, you've still got that big Dave Steadman smile on your face. Sometimes it might take a couple of seconds or a minute for MacGyver to get it back on there, but you know, it's pretty good in that sense. And we're lucky to have you guys involved in the sport. A bit of a reef. Someone just latched on there. Bit of a rebound on the noise. The fairy tale continues hopefully for 2027 for you guys. So from no, we can still hear everybody. For the off season, if you were to have a brand listening to you right now for 2027 to defend that title, what would you say to them to get involved with Team DSR?
Well, you know, you saw the final. You know what we're about. We're all about it. So yeah, jump on for the ride.
Jump on for the ride. Hey, Hot Pit Autofest, we're going to obviously jump back into the top 8 very shortly. I know I'm taking up your time with these battles. For some reason I'm hearing Thomas come through at the same time, but that's okay. Hot Pit Autofest, jumping into a Formula D Pro car. Get the shakes again on that one?
Yeah, that's I've still got to make some modifications to it. So I've got the controls on the right hand side, so I can get some practice in, because that's going to be a world of difference jumping in that car. But even just having that opportunity is pretty amazing. So massive thank you to D1NZ for making that happen.
Awesome, we can't wait to see how you do. Las Vegas, big posse going over for that one, I imagine.
Yeah, it's just the four of us, me and my fiance, soon to be wife, because we are getting married while we're over there.
Ooh! Nice, man. Congratulations, dude. Congratulations. We can't wait to watch that. Everyone will be able to tune in live on the Hot Pit channels, and you know, look, we'll get back into it, and we might catch up with you a bit later. Thank you for joining us for judging. We can't wait to see what the off season brings for Team DSR, and we'll carry on, guys. So we're back into it now for the battles top 8. I got told off then by my man. Oh dear. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that one. We'll just mute the judges channel now. How do I get that off? Okay, yep. Anyway, let's just mute that. We carry on. Rhodey, Jesse, are we back? All right, send the cars. Let's go. So it's always good to hear from our drivers. During the off-season, we've got a lot of drivers there, usually 60, 70 drivers in the field, and just like yourself, Rhodey, we all need to focus on the good growing the sport, getting everybody involved across virtual, grassroots, entry level, middle level to pro sport to pro. We all got that same passion that Dave shares, and we just want to see it grow in New Zealand. So hey, if you're out there or you know a brand, just whether it's leaning as a marshal, a pit crew, doing whatever you can to make the sport carry on and go in the positive direction, that's what we want. So we're now into the top battle, the number one qualifier, Isaac Carroll versus Justin Lockerbie. Things heat up. Justin Lockerbie in that Toyota Supra, and Isaac Carroll, VD1NZ.
Well, I think you'll probably find it's the other way around.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I think Justin's in the 35 here, and also it's along the short. Isaac in the chase here, so he was obviously number one qualifier, is elected to chase here. So yeah, when we get the green light, we'll get these guys out the gate and see how they go. At some stage. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, there we go. There goes the lights.
Ooh.
Wait, it looked like Isaac just went to jump the start a little bit there and kind of stopped. It was a bit weird, but we're underway anyway. Top qualifier in the chase here. So Justin's really looking like he's got a great handle on that car. He's had a hand tuning it, and you can just see that he's just driving it really well. A little bit of a jump up there and the inside there from Isaac. Hopefully he didn't get past that front wheel, because that could result in a real markdown for him. But I see there's a little touch there just at the end of the final outer zone. So, but solid lead and a solid chase. Always say you have to have a good lead to have a good chase.
Yeah, our lead was pretty solid. Hey, we were sitting. Chase kind of shut himself out on that switch. What I saw may have straight lined, but or rolling burnout, but otherwise pretty good from both drivers.
Yeah, St. Justin's just given him a decent half a dozen car kind of head start into that first outer zone there, and he's just sort of playing catch up now. It's a pretty solid lead pass. It's good mimicking, just the proximity's not quite there. So
yeah,
as he come into this final outer zone, he's definitely looking better in
getting closer.
Yeah. Just didn't quite have the proximity, but he also didn't have the same amount of corrections though. So even the proximity wasn't perfect through those first few zones. His mimicking of the lead
was fluid.
Was really good. So yeah, it's an interesting one to see which you would penalise harder, to see if you can make a call there.
But at no point was he really there, so that's kind of also. Hey, that you'll factor that also.
Yeah,
why was he holding back, or why was he holding back for?
Yeah. I think that he got. I think that gap off the start. He.
Yeah, definitely.
In the lead. Yeah, in the lead he was quite fast, and really it was a really solid lead line through those first three outer zones, and just that little bit of catching up, just it leaves you wanting a bit more, and it makes you shallower and what have you. So yes, interesting, but we'll see what the judges call on that one.
How they call that, yeah. I know from the last round of VD1NZ that Leighton would have called mimicking like the biggest factor, mimicking, and then proximity being there, so that those kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, quite right.
You're there, you're mimicking, but why aren't you catching him up, kind of thing? You should be You should be trying your best to catch him up at that point. At that point, I bet.
Yeah, I guess it's but it makes you come offline, so it means that you can't be mimicking the lead car as well.
You gotta choose when. Yeah. Well, if you're back and you're mimicking him, you're kind of like offline.
So we are away here. So we've got Vaughan Cook in the lead, with Spence in the chase. Boy, big moment there for Spence in the Cook's coming through OZ1, and Vaughan is just looking so smooth up front. Spence has got back on the door here with a nice switch in behind. So hopefully he can get back up on door here and make the most of these last couple of zones. Doesn't get boxed in there. That's a nice dive there from Spence. I just think that the first part of the run is probably going to let him run a little bit there because Vaughan rock solid out front.
Kind of catching him up now, but they're doing a good job to catch him up.
Because he wasn't sacrificing zones to do it. He just actually had genuine pace to catch him up. So but we know Vaughan will be aggressive here in the chase. He's starting in the back of the box there, so he's going to roll out on this light, and I'd say he'll probably know potentially that he's got a little bit of advantage here. It's a super late entry there from Vaughan. The judges will look at that very, very harsh. I would say he should have been initiated long before that. Not sure what happened there, but could be a bit of a lifeline for Spence there. And there was a bit of a touch in the chase, and a lot of angle came out of that car from Vaughan there. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but Spence is backing that thing around the wall hard there.
I think he backheated in there. Why?
Yeah, possibly.
He kind of is backing it, like right on 90 almost.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess judges got a bit of a hard one there because you are allowed to get to that 80 degrees, so to speak. But once you actually get to 90, you're actually in the throes of an over rotation. So bringing it back from there does.
On 90, you don't have lateral grip or straight line grip, right? On 90, so you're just floating basically.
Well, you're just being pushed across the top of the tarsier as opposed to driving. Yeah. Yeah, you're just gating. It'll be an interesting call there because Spence was actually really smooth, but it's all going to come into the late entry there from Vaughan, whether they penalise that or not, in my opinion.
Like, I mean, that's no different than just cutting the track early, missing the zone, from a chase perspective. You're just disadvantaging yourself.
Well, kind of, because there's a last point of initiation for the chase driver. If you're not initiated by then it's a 0. So you're going to have to be initiated before. Well, to be honest, from what I saw,
from that light,
like it was
that red line, red line back, he kind of was already over 2-3 car lengths before you. How they call that, right?
Yeah, be interesting.
I guess say from the perspective of you want everybody to have a chance, you just give them it and mark them down easily, because he didn't put the lead driver off or anything, he just made it worse for himself.
Yeah, true. That is true. It didn't affect the lead driver.
It didn't affect the lead driver. And at the finals or in finals.
I'll be if we get a chance, I'll be interested to see or hear what the judges are thinking about that. Is there can you stick your head in the judges Brendan and see what they're up to?
Yeah, if you can get that for us.
I'm listening in. It's a bit of a unanimous a bit of a back and forth with them, but one called judge was David Steedman. He called it OMT. Leighton called it to Spencer, and Aaron called it to Spencer. So 2-1. Spencer gets the win.
Yeah, so that,
so that they penalised Vaughan for that late entry, not entering.
Are we able to check with them on that? Because that's what I would have thought would have been the case.
I can see Megan's trying to send the battles, but hang on, let me see if I can interrupt them and get in trouble from the director again. Hey Megan, can we just pause for a second?
Sure.
Cool, you're live on the comms again. Thomas, don't tell me off because I'm using the commentary through the radio again. I'll go to Aaron this time. Aaron, what? Oh yeah, was that it? Okay, that was the answer. He was been driving good. Does one of the judges want to cue us into the last battle result? No. Oh, there we go.
It was both pretty decent leads. And they both had their scrappy moments in the chase. And for me, it was enough to call it for one more time. But I think the others went with Spencer.
Yeah.
All right. So it wasn't. So
Thanks,
obviously
guys.
it wasn't to do with the entry, like I thought. Well.
Cool. All right. So we just the joys of going to the judges or waiting on the judges in real life when you've scrubbed hot cars. You'll know all about this road. As you're sitting on the line and the judges are watching a replay or they're deliberating and your tyres get cold. And you sit there for sometimes a really long time and it's quite frustrating. But the beauty about Logitech VD1 is we just reset the car and boom, we're back to go.
Tyres are warm.
Yeah.
They're in the tyre blanket.
Yeah.
They start the game in the tyre blanket.
The tyres are going to be warm after this battle because we've got two big hitters here. Obviously we've got John O.G. Leading and Brewer in the chase. You can call this one, Jesse.
I'm not too sure if I'm seeing it same time as you. Mine.
That's it.
So they're coming out of the switch for me. Big
coming out of OZ3 here into OZ4. But there was some big contact early on, and then there's a weird kind of stall up into the start of OZ4 there. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but proximity's good, and they're both online through the final zone. Put a bit of a handshake there from Brewer through that final zone. So we'll stop over and get a lead run, and then we'll have a chat about it.
From my my laggy stream, I'm seeing boys are just finding it hard to match line angle, just through the switches of it, and creating scrappy runs. But then they're getting it, as they're switching, they're getting it, and then they're there, and then so.
Well, the judges must be having a look at that. I see they haven't started the lights yet, so they must be trying to establish who caused the contact.
Yeah, why? I saw a little over rotation from my lead driver, and that in the first part of that battle, I think
in the first part,
might have started upsetting the chase's rhythm.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to get back into the groove after having the contact like that, because it's really difficult to get back online nicely while you're trying to get back into the chase.
Got to get back up to speed. You got to be in the right place. You got to think where you're gonna switch. Where you are and when you're gonna switch.
Yeah,
a lot of it's like who did that? Did he hit me or did I hit him? Like in the moment,
Yeah, it's one thing that I learned this morning, but one thing I noticed about Drift Masters this morning was a lot of the calls that were made were often the reverse of what you initially visualize. You see a chase driver make contact with the lead car, and you're like, oh well, fuck, they crashed into them. But then at the same point, you're like,
look back,
was that incident caused by the lead car? So interesting. Well, we're away
here.
He's just jumped out in front, knowing that RX-7 of Brewers is really fast, but he's on line, just painting that yellow line. He's been super consistent all night. And Jono's just struggling to really match him here for line. So it's gonna is probably going to make the judge's decision a little bit easier here if he can get through this final wall ride, because he's just been so consistent through there. As it, again, you know, like a robot type lead from Brewer there.
Brewer's in the RX-7.
Yep.
I'm used to seeing John in the RX-7, so that's what's crazy.
Yeah, seeing him in the S15's out of it, eh?
He's driving like, you know, like Brewer's driving like John in that car.
Yeah.
But John's really struggling to stay in the line, you know, when he's trying to pick his switches and that. He kind of went a bit early, kind of like wavering a tad. Like for John's level anyway, you know what I mean? Like the dude's a robot.
Yeah,
so you kind of expecting more from him, or like you have a high expectation of him because of how good he is.
Yeah, they're both heavy hitters for sure.
Yeah, and he's just not quite matching it or finding it hard to.
So just looking at what the judges were deliberating on in the first pass with whether there was a slowdown there, a clutch or a brake, but no, there we go. We could get it straight across the comms. Jet Brewer gets the win. Jet Brewer gets the win on that one. So John O'Gorman.
John just struggling a bit.
Yeah, I would say so. It's fair call. It's pretty that's kind of how I saw it. Yeah.
To be honest, you know, he's just struggling a little bit, and compared to his, you know, what normal level of driving.
Sweet. Well, for the last battle in the top 8, we've got AJ versus Liam, and obviously Liam coming off a win against our number 3 qualifier Sean Law, so it's going to be an interesting battle there. AJ was the high qualifier, so we'll see whether he
AJ was second at Nottingham, was he?
Yes, he was. Yep. Yeah, he drove real. He drove.
And the Mustang, he was wicked. He was a wicked driver. And that's kind of the sad thing, when you see someone like the drivers, you know, falling behind and they're driving, and you're like, oh man, you know, you just because you know how consistent most of these drivers are. So.
Yeah, 100%. Well, it looks like AJ's opted to lead out Liam here in the S15. So here we go. We'll get the lights.
Grip is a real thing. I'm thinking this track is a long track, you know, fast track.
Yeah, the entry is fast. Yeah, that is just a direct result of the track is obviously really grippy. I heard some of the boys chatting about that earlier. And it just caught Liam out on the entry there. Just he got a little bit gapped and tried to fire it in there, and it's just shot him from the OZ1 across.
Just right in,
yeah.
He's a little bit wavering in the chase.
Yeah, he's just playing. He's just playing catch up, and it's just tricky.
I feel like his throttle was a bit hard, you know, through the middle there. His throttle control, you could, as soon as he touched it, come off, his car was changing. You know, the characteristics. So
yeah, and I do know with that S15 that it is one of those cars that you have to drive pretty hard, you know.
For it to be losing traction, right? For enough wheel speed to be actually skidding. Otherwise, you grip up.
Wonder if AJ's going to kind of know that he's got a
huge entry
advantage.
That's a AJ entry though, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
just the full AJ entry. And the back he's into every entry he does. Well, good driving from both these boys.
Yeah, I see there must have been a little bit of touch there.
Oh.
The front wheel touch there too. I think that was directly related to
he's slowing down.
Popping out of the zone there.
Yeah, he's slowing himself down, and then.
It was a bit unfortunate there for Liam. He's probably better than that. So But
Yeah,
good driving from
not
AJ. It's just,
represented as long. No, AJ's, that's what they all these boys are guns. So what you're seeing is what you would see. What you would see this. You would see this kind of driving from AJ. Wow, that was.
So it's going to give us a pretty crazy
final, right? Heck yeah! Holy.
So we're going to have Isaac Carroll versus Fence in the top 4 on the left-hand side of the tree there. So we've got our number 1 qualifier versus our number 12 qualifier, and then we're going to have who qualified second. Will be wait for the judge's call, but potentially up against AJ, who qualified 6th. So yeah, she's going to be a few banging battles to finish off today.
No doubt, man. That was a mean battle there. Holy, it wasn't close by any margin, but it was actually mean. Like some good driving.
Yeah, definitely. And like I say, the competition side of things, the more actual comp driving you do, the better you get, and the more you adjust to the track in a comp environment. It's just you can only get
the pressure to perform is the real thing, even on virtual. Hey.
Yeah.
Like in front of everybody, everybody's watching.
Yeah, and the nerves are real.
Judges. Yeah,
the nerves are real. Like I struggle a little bit with that in online.
Before your runs and stuff. Like
100%. So I can't imagine.
You need to do the rough
right now. So
you need like a pre-game, match ritual. And we out.
Oh, Spence has just burned it into the wall, unfortunately, on his lead run, which is a bit of a bummer for him. Because he was looking really good. So
yeah, he just threw it a bit much.
Yeah.
Oh, did we get a stop? Oh no, we're going.
Yeah, they'll run it through to the end, but it'll be a 10-0 advantage to Isaac. So if he can throw down like he has been in the lead, he's probably looking pretty solid to make it to the final.
Yeah, and that's the little Spence just got one little thing wrong and it costed him.
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes you can miscalculate, your entry.
Well, it only takes a gear change in the wrong spot, or you enter 10 meters later, or whatever, and then you kind of go offline and you're chasing it,
Yeah. You probably match angle and it takes you out on the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't achieve the angle that you want, so you can get the drive, it'll put you in
the
So he's obviously left the line pretty hard there. And Spence had a big straight in the chase there. So yeah, I think realistically from here, Isaac only needs to finish this run, and he'll make his way through to the final there. Again, look at him. He's online. He's got the door open to the chase. He's looking pretty solid. So it's going to be interesting to see who he ends up facing in the final, because it's going to be a heater.
Ben's still pulling it out, still putting it on, but you can't come back from certain mistakes.
He'll be pretty disappointed with himself, mate. He is better than that.
Oh,
he's better than that in previous rounds. That he's well got the skills and deserves to be competing at this level. So yeah, he'll be a little bit disappointed with himself for sure.
Hey, but he made it this far, so it's like, this is where you belong anyway. You're up here.
Yeah, exactly right. And he's
punching with the heavyweights. So.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just, I guess it's just, it becomes a personal thing with your performance,
Yeah, but hey, look, we're all our own worst critics,
Yeah, you know, you take that on yourself, like harshly too, because you know, like you say, a lot of these drivers know they're better than that, how they, you know, how the results are. You learn. That's what makes you a better driver. You learn from that.
Yeah, for sure. And like I was saying before about the competition experience, you know, like the competing, you know, at this level with these guys, you can only get better from doing that.
Yeah, it's a crazy. You are competing against Goku and you know Vegeta and all them. Like this is how it is. Yeah, this is the highest level. Virtually,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know, OCE. That's what you're
exactly.
looking at.
Yep.
And that's what's cool to see. You can see actually how good these guys are. Like,
yeah, definitely. And like,
but most of us that drive know how hard it is. Like, you know,
yeah, for
on
sure,
the wheel
like,
later stuff.
Well, yeah, like I've had people call around home and you know, like, oh yeah, I can I have a go? And then, you know, after 15 minutes,
Can't even drive down the shop. You know what I mean?
Your home must be the favourite place though, eh? No, everyone knows that you got a sim there, cool thing to come jam, all the fam and all the kids. Did you guys see the winner of that one? So Isaac Carroll goes through to battle for first and second, and Spencer goes through to battle for third and fourth. But Jet leading at the moment, AJ on the chase.
Yeah, this will be a massive battle. These two guys do a lot of driving together too, and you know, both love gripped up cars, both love angle, and both competitive. So Jet in the lead here. He's mid-track Mungie. Didn't have as much angle as what I thought, but he's definitely well online. And AJ just dove up the inside there. It was a bit uncharacteristic of him, but he's back on the door now, and he'll get into OZ4 here. He'll be hard on the left foot brake, trying to back that car up in there. He's just come out of there. He's just had another big dive with lots of angle, and the angle slowed him up, but it's just pushed him out of zone. Whereas Brewer has just been on fire line-wise tonight.
He's kind of struggling to get. Yeah, he's struggling to get on the same line, eh?
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be
Kinda
interesting to see. You know that AJ will know that now, and he's
gonna try. Yeah.
This will be maximum attack. And Burrell will know that as well. So he's just tried to creep off the line a little bit early there, but he'll want to be with him, and he know he's going to throw big angle into this outer. Yeah, so like so he's just about backed in there, so and he had to scrub a little bit of speed off to not over rotate there, and that did upset him and slow him down. So that would probably be a little bit of a markdown there for AJ. But Brewer's managed to not make any contact there, and he's still on line and chase. And there's a little bit of a late switch there. I thought Brewer might have switched earlier, but like he's right on his door. It's just awesome driving from both of them.
With them. Yeah.
Gives him the favourite handshake that you like there, Rody.
That's it.
That's
it. I think that one will be relatively straightforward for the judges.
Yeah, I'd say Brewer. I have to say Brewer.
He's been driving like a machine, so.
Oh, he has.
AJ kind of made it hard for himself.
Yeah, he did a little bit.
Just listening to the judges.
But like we see,
all three called Jet Brewer, so Jet Brewer will go through the battle. Interesting, because Isaac Carroll and Jet Brewer are sitting further down in the championship at the moment, so they're sitting down at 15th and 16th. So they'll pop up into that sort of above the top 10. But what it means for AJ Johnson is AJ Johnson's he's gone through further than John O'Gorman and Daniel Pullenberry. So I reckon AJ may be potentially leading the championship coming out of this if he gets a third position. So we're what was he on? He was on 138 points. So, yeah, maybe 177 for Daniel Pullenberry. It's going to be tight at that top end of the championship coming out of this battle for 3rd and 4th, which is Spencer and AJ, and it looks like AJ chooses to lead.
This is going to be a crazy battle, right? Because both drivers essentially threw their last battle away. But they both can drive, so you know it's going to be amazing what's going to happen.
Yeah, and AJ's going to send it just like he always does, and Spence won't want to give one up either, so yeah, it's going to be a good watch, hopefully.
Which is crazy, how you could have a bad battle and then a heater, you know? That definitely happened.
Alright, cars away.
Definitely. Alright. See, I actually thought that was going to happen, and I see Spence just a little bit of gamesmanship there, just drive across the track just a little bit and just get out the gate a little bit earlier than AJ there, and it's actually worked well for him he's not quite on the door, but the proximity's good, and he's switched nicely there between those 3 and 4. So this is a great chase from Spence.
Giving him a lot of momentum.
Yeah, well, there was a little touch there on the switch, and that will be Spence that will be at fault for that, which is unfortunate for him, because he was on a really good line there in the chase.
He just didn't let him switch, and then that just pulled him around after he got grip.
He just got boxed inside there a little bit, and maybe just needed to stand on the left foot brake and bury it to get himself out behind.
That was looking at a really good run from Spence.
Yeah, 100%.
He was making use of that not over rotation, but max angle from that.
Yeah, exactly. To be honest, AJ probably doesn't need to be quite pushing as hard here, but he's just doing AJ things, just getting on the board.
Crazy, man.
No mercy. And
he would do this if he has a lead, you know? He would do this if he has an advantage.
Yeah, 100%.
Letting him, you know, and we love that.
Yeah, hard out. And again, a little bit disappointing for Spence, because that's probably his best lead of the night. And that was pretty cool. Pretty cool to watch. It's a bit unfortunate there was that contact in the chase there for Spence.
Yeah, you know, like it would have been a harder battle to pick, but I guess, you know, like that's AJ the way, you know, he'll throw it all out there.
Yeah, he sends it,
That's the craziest battler, you know what I mean? Like when you think about it, how much of a lead he will have, and he will still throw it right on your nose, bro. And it's like, wow, he's unbelievable. Like, you know, you're on the edge of your seat watching that, man.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not sure whether we'll get a judge's call until prize giving on this battle, so I'm assuming.
I think so. I think we'll hold it. Yeah, we'll find out whose cars are going.
Yeah, and then obviously we have our final will be Isaac versus Brewer, which is it's going to be epic.
Yeah, it's going to be an epic battle.
I might not get to see it.
Is your stream?
Yeah.
Whole cars.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't start it. I don't want to miss it.
All right, boys, we got a result. And it's
are you going to hold it until prize giving, or what?
Yeah.
Can you guys just getting comms telling us to refresh your browsers, please, lads, on commentary?
Yeah, no, we refreshed, but we just we hold the card.
It's all going, wrong up there. Oh, I've lost it as well now, so it's all good. It's all good. So we just we got a result. We're going to find that result out when we go to prize giving. So usually I just go, let's go 3rd and 4th, but we're going to find it out at prize giving tonight. So.
I was trying my hardest to stop you from saying it because I thought you were going to say it.
Yeah.
That's why we said we're holding it.
So we've got the battle for first and second up now.
Well, don't start it yet.
All I'm seeing is 13 in the pit.
I'll just tell.
Hold on. Here we go. Here we go.
All I'm seeing is S13 in the pits. And what looks like Jason Smith holding.
Alright, oh yeah, so I've got the 2 cars.
I'm gonna refresh. Oh no. Okay. Yep, me too.
But I've only got 2 views though. I haven't got the track view.
I'm only using a single camera.
All right, boys, here we go. We're going live for the battle for first and second at the final round of the Logitech G Virtual D1 Series. Take us away. On fire. Jepper out in the lead.
Yes, Jepper in the lead. Isaac making contact. Oh, that is so unfortunate. He had a big dive after Rosie won there. I'm not quite sure what caused the contact there either, but
really backy in or
he hasn't reset, so he's trying to get he'll get back to the start line and run the second pass. But yeah, they were both into that entry.
I'm gonna watch my YouTube and see what happens.
Alright, cool, bro. Let us know.
Yeah, because I thought he just backhit into him, like just off the instant.
Yeah, my screen only just flashed up during the battle at that point, so I wasn't 100% sure, but it might have just been big committed. The entry looked like he dived to the inside, and then the back of the car just rotated around and made contact.
Yeah,
I think that's fine.
Big initiation, like Jet kind of looked like he was dropping 2 wheels off, and whether he decelled a little bit because he thought he was going too deep. Just looking at what the judges are trying to, they're skimming back. We just watch it, see if they watch it down again, or they're going to go for the next pass.
I think he pulled his handbrake or something, and it just pulled him in, or he did something and it pulled him in.
All right.
And then he went into him.
So Jet initiates, slides the wall, or maybe nah. Well, don't know whether that was self-inflicted or not.
Shallowed. He kind of started to get traction in the front, and then it pulled him in. Maybe it's like not on enough angle.
No, I haven't got a YouTube replay to rewatch that, but I'm not sure that who was quite at fault there. To be fair, yeah, we will have to see.
I definitely think that Chase could have slowed down at some point, but he just, he just started to gain him, and then, but by going in, by cutting his line.
Some good conversation going on in the background there around who the judges feel potentially at fault and who's got the advantage here. Definitely feel it's potentially weighting towards Isaac and the disadvantage, but look, there's another whole pass to go, so I wonder if they're going to sit them there for much longer with cold tyres.
Yeah, they're going to offer to.
Here we go. Nah, mate, seeing the cars is what I've just heard. Here we go, guys.
Here we go.
But a lag on the line.
Yeah.
Didn't clutch off the line.
He's
get in there. Yeah, go in there.
He's going to catch up, so yeah. That's all good. That's what I would have done if I'd have got get like that.
Yeah.
I wonder if he didn't see the light or whatever. It's a bit unusual for him, but he's back on door. And
he was
he just managed to rotate around without the contact there and the little handshake. So yeah, be interesting to see
why
how the judges call that and why that happened.
Someone's ready for the podium already.
He did do a good job to get that proximity. I like that. I want to see that in competitions.
Oh, judges just watching a replay there, and they're looking at a couple of mistakes. Mistake coming out of the last zone with Jet almost looking like he had a little bit of a straight line coming into outer zone 5 off outer zone 4. Just a really slow switch, but then Isaac Carroll also having a couple of little bobbles coming out of the section as well. But looping back to what that start of the run also looked like off the line. So Dave Stedman definitely keen to have a look at the start and what happened there with Jet on the go. So they've just queued that up. I'll run you through as it happens. So yeah, the light goes and
I feel like
he's just gone.
And I feel like he was running out of tyre at the end of that zone while he slowed up.
52 degrees the track is at the moment.
Which is possible. Yeah, but the tyres just aren't lasting. That's why there's been a lot of guys that qualified higher and are chasing first so they can preserve some tyre for their lead, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think that there was a straight line as such there. I think it looked to me more like just a really low angle switch out of OZ4. But again, I'm not judging. So, yeah, the boys will have a look and get us a result.
There's no replay on the stream, so I can't, we can't really watch that again.
Yeah, I was nearly going to
my YouTube replays. I should have 4 devices going, so the lag would be really real, and then they'd all be on different times.
All this technology we've got.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, what a night of driving. I think that
for real.
There were some great battles through tonight, and it just shows the depth of the driving between here in Australia, and what's on the line, Like there's some awesome, obviously Logitech stuff, but the
experience, driver.
Someone's going to get to drive a real car, man, and there's something to be said for that. It's a pretty cool thing to be striving to win.
What a prize, right? Holy! Only thing that would better that would be like a weekend in the BC.
All right, boys. So while we wait for the podium, I'm just going to really quickly, I'll just see if I can grab the judges for a quick yarn, not to tell us the winner. So Aaron Habib, judges, I'm just going to come to you, judges, quickly. Don't tell us the winner. We'll find that out at prize giving. Hopefully you guys can all me. Aaron Habib, are you there? Max Civil? Aaron?
He might have gone to sleep. It's past his bedtime.
Oh, definitely past his bedtime. Big thing tomorrow. It sounds like he's actually watching something on TV. Aaron, can you hear me?
Sounds like.
Nah.
Sounds like love at first sight.
What about
Love Island?
Leighton, can you hear me?
Love Island.
No.
Can any of you judges hear?
None of them can hear me. Oh, well, we're not going to the judges then. That's simple there. We're going to have a quick word with them while we get prize giving ready. I can see a couple drivers lined up. All right. Judges, can you hear me? Yes? No? Aaron, I don't know if we're pulling them through commentary or not. I got to mute myself.
He's speaking. I can hear him in the background somewhere, but he's not answering us.
All right. So I got to mute my laptop technology. I'm really not a big player on that one. Aaron, are you there? Can you hear me through the cans now? They just don't want to talk to me. Oh, Thomas, we can hear you. Megan can hear me. You guys are all live. Aaron, Mr. Bay of Plenty Drift Park.
Hi, Megan.
They just don't want the backlash right now.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, no, they don't. Dave Stedman, do you want to talk? Oh, there we go. We've got Dave. Dave, big top 32 qualifying. First time judging virtual D1. Thanks to Logitech. What's your take on it all, buddy?
Damn, I can't hear.
I did just get word that that Brewer couldn't see the light.
Man.
So
that's why he took off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
I'm not sure if Jet, well, the light's sitting right in front of him now on the screen, but I'm not sure if the, oh, it's coming closer to him. Not sure if the judges took that into consideration or not. I guess if we loop back to Dave there, he couldn't see the light coming in. As far as a judging perspective, would have that made a difference?
Well, yeah, just because he had such a mad gap off the start line because he didn't see the light to tell him to go, and by the time the other car had left, and then he left, yeah, that's what it is, I get.
Knowing that.
Yeah, I can hear you now, Dave. That's much better. Sorry. Just on the start-finish line of the first and second battle. One of the drivers saying that the start line couldn't be seen, the start lights couldn't be seen, which is why, was it Jet that took off a bit slower on that Accord?
Bro.
Yeah, potentially Billy.
All right, what we're going to do is we're going to unlatch race control for a second and let them just punch in their final results. So we'll let Dave and Megan and Aaron and Leighton. Aaron definitely didn't want to have a chat with me just then. I could see he's there. Boys, but we'll weigh it up. I am still waiting for them to put the results in for first and second. But at this, we do know the results for fourth place and third place, which makes a big difference for the championship title fight as well. So we will go to that. I will just refresh my sheet to make sure that boss lady Megan Foster has put it in. Cool. Yeah, we do have a full result. So in fourth position, which leads, we'll start with third position because third position jumps the championship, is AJ Johnson. So AJ Johnson grabs third position. Which means Spencer Price, apologies, takes out fourth position. So great result there for AJ in the championship. Jumps him up. So, oh, there we go. Good entry there. I don't know what the light's up to on this one. So we'll go to the battle for first and second. I'm hearing all sorts of weird things through my ears, so apologies if I'm darting there. So round results for the Logitech Virtual D1 Drifting Championship, round 3, Gisborne. We'll go straight to first position in the virtual car, sitting at the podium is Jet Brewer. Jet Brewer takes out Gisborne at first position, and in second position that means Isaac Carroll takes out the win for the Logitech G Virtual Drift Championship, Gisborne.
Congratulations.
So there we go.
Congratulations, man. Wow. Holy.
Yeah, what a night. He drove like he deserved to. It was good driving from all the boys.
He'll be stoked with that, right? You know?
Yeah, 100%.
He the last round he drove, you know, he almost got podium. So he'd be stoked.
Yeah, 100%. He's really talented behind the wheel of that simulator, and you know, it's proved it with the SDA stuff, and you know, last year VD1 champion, and you know, he's a class performer, and you know, hats off to Isaac today too, #1 qualifier, finishing up second. You know, at the end of the day, you know, one spot off taking the win. You know, it's not all bad. And so obviously, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if the boys can hear us as they're doing their victory skids, but Jet obviously wants his first place podium position there. He's sitting right in front of the podium, in front of the 10 Tools podium. So the boys pick up some epic Logitech prizes thanks to Logitech G headsets for all 3 of our podium places, and that much closer to a real world drive of an A80.9. From my understanding, the first in the world. We're going to be taking one of these into the real-life simulation. A big thank you to our judges that joined us tonight. Dave Stedman, 2026 D1NZ Drift King. Aaron Habib, if you haven't checked it out, Bay of Plenty Drift Park, it's happening. New Zealand drifting's going to bigger, better places because of that man, Seaton Daly, Alex Griffin, and all the people behind that one. And Leighton Fife, if you haven't checked out that dude's TikTok lives, the dude spins some yarns. Just like Rody, our co-commentator tonight. Rody, thank you for joining us again. Hopefully you take us through the grand final. And Jesse Bubba Herks, Whangarei's finest, next to Kenny Riddell. Kenny, thanks for moderating the live stream in Whangarei. All the boys at Rebel Broadcast and the people behind the scenes, Megan Foster, Billy. That is it for round 3 of the Gisborne Logitech Virtual D1 Championship. We will see you at Bay Park in a month's time. Congratulations to Jet Brewer taking out the round. Bye for now. Laters!